from Columbia. An exciting game, but the Hoosiers win it 31-27. Big day for the tailback, Tevin Coleman, over 100 yards again, and another touchdown to help Indiana to the victory. Don't forget, coming up next, South Carolina and Vanderbilt. But Indiana wins it by 4 on the road. For Andre Ware, Laura Rutledge, the rest of our crew, I'm Dave Neal saying so long from Columbia. We will see you folks down the road.
Arkansas returns home to Fayetteville after the biggest win of the Brett Bielema era. The Razorbacks used a punishing ground game last week against Texas Tech. Today, Arkansas will take on an NIU team that's unfazed by hostile conditions. The Huskies have won 17 straight on the road. You're watching the SEC on ESPN from Razorback Stadium in Fayetteville, Arkansas. It's the Arkansas Razorbacks playing host to the Northern Illinois Huskies out of the Mid-American Conference. Good evening, Anish Shroff alongside former first-round pick Kelly Stauffer. When you look at both NIU and Arkansas, their philosophy is very similar. Both want to establish the run. The way they approach it and the way they execute that, different.
Yeah, and the core value is they want to establish the game really on the line of scrimmage. This is going to be a vicious affair.
You look at what these teams have done on the ground this season, 2 of the top 6 rushing offenses in the country. Arkansas, in just the last 2 weeks, has run for 933 yards, and for both teams, it starts up front.
Unbelievably productive. Arkansas is huge up front, absolutely gigantic, and that's what they want to do. Power football, they want to get after you up front, and then the 143 starts. Continuity is king on the offensive line of scrimmage. There aren't many tricks that group right there has not seen. They've started 111 times together as a group of 5.
It's easy to understand the identities of both these teams when you understand the head coaches. For more on that, here's Kara Capuano.
Northern Illinois head coach Rod Carey told us, as long as football has been around, you better win that battle up front. Otherwise, you're not going to be very good at football. In his playing days, Carey was a center and team captain at Indiana. Arkansas's Brett Bielema was a captain and a defensive tackle at Iowa. They actually lined up against each other in competition. Both coaches seek players who are tough and play with a chip on their shoulders. Mental edges needed for NIU to sustain its success and for Arkansas to return to prominence. Bielema said the biggest difference in his Razorbacks team in year 2 is an expectation for success. His players were close last year, guys. This year, they believe.
All right, thanks, Kara. NIU won the toss. They deferred, and Arkansas will receive to start here on the final Saturday of summer.
You know, Anish, this is one of those games where you go to the trainer like on Wednesday morning, and you just say, I'm going to need more time in the ice bath come Sunday morning.
Josh Orn to kick off. Corliss Marshall, Keon Hatcher deep for Arkansas. Marshall from the 3. Marshall across the 30, gets a block, he can fly! Corliss Marshall has the 20, the 10, and what a start for the Razorbacks! A 97-yard return by Corliss Marshall, the sophomore. And Arkansas strikes first and does it with an exclamation point.
Well, Anish, we know that Brett Bielema wants to establish a tough physical team. That carries over into special teams, and you saw it on that kickoff return right there. Very, very well blocked.
First time since 2009 that Arkansas returned the opening kickoff for a touchdown. Point after is good by John Henson, and Arkansas, 14 seconds into the game, has a 7-0 lead.
You can see number 4, Keon Hatcher, gets up inside, but he really doesn't have many people to block. He's looking up the kicker right there. But it was Very well taken care of, and Marshall starts this game off in a huge way. We talk so much about the physicality on the offensive line of scrimmage. You see it on special teams right there on that kickoff return.
And for Northern Illinois, they're used to playing on the road. They're used to playing well on the road. This is a Huskies team that has won 17 straight true road games.
Yeah.
You have to go back almost 3 years for the last time they lost in a true road environment.
Yeah, that is amazing. And to win on the road, Anish, typically you have to play well on special teams. They're not off to a great start, but you control the ball in the run game, and then you have to play clean. We'll see if Northern Illinois can get it done today.
NIU without its top returner, Tommy Lee Lewis, out tonight. This is Paris Logan. Logan across the 25-yard line to the 26, and that's when Northern Illinois will start on offense. NIU had some dinosaur footprints to walk into at quarterback this season. Jordan Lynch, a Heisman Trophy finalist a year ago, is gone. They began the year with a three-man quarterback competition that really carried over for the first couple of weeks. But it's Drew Hare now making his second start. Rod Carey still said the quarterback competition isn't over, but with a strong performance today, Hare's got a chance to put a stamp on it. Joel Boigneau, nowhere to go, taken down by Trey Flowers, the SEC's active leader in tackles for loss.
And Trey Flowers is the guy up front that they're going to have to handle. You can see him coming off the left edge, unblocked because he beat the pulling guard, trying to get out to him, number 61, Poland right there. Very active defensive end. He's big, he's versatile, and they use him in a lot of different ways on the line of scrimmage right there.
They'll run it again. Boigneau again runs into a roadblock, tackled by Brooks Ellis, the middle linebacker. And 3rd and long coming up for NIU. So that defensive line for Arkansas has looked stout on the first 2 plays.
And Arkansas knows they're going to have to get a number of people in the box, but the way you stop a rush attack that has put up big numbers is you have to be really active in the front 7.
First pass attempt for Hare. It's a screen. Boigneau has the first down and more. Joel Boigneau down the sideline. Across the 30, still on his feet, finally pushed out of bounds. And it looks like they're going to mark him out back at the 32. It's a 45-yard gain.
Typically, good rush teams, Anish, are very good screen teams. You can see right there, Boigneau gets out intact. His offensive line sorts things out on the edge. That was a big play, but if you run it effectively, you can be a good screen team as well.
Northern Illinois has been very good on 3rd downs this season, 62% before that last play. And on 1st down, that's dropped by Chad Beebe, the son of Don Beebe, who played college ball in your backyard.
Yeah, Chadron State, just down the road from the Stauffer compound in Nebraska. And Beebe obviously has speed in that DNA. Right? There's no doubt about that. But that's exactly where Drew Hare has to get better. He has to be more accurate in those type of plays. That should be an extension of your run game.
And a whistle as we have a flag on the play.
The snap, false start, 61 offense, 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
That's the left guard, Aiden Conlon, a 3-year starter. In this Northern Illinois line, Tyler Luce was a first-team all-conference selection on that left side, but really 5 guys who've played together for the last couple of years.
Yeah, 111 starts this group has together. That's a lot of continuity up front.
Low snap, Hare to the air. That's caught by Deron Brown. He's their top receiver, and he's a game changer on the outside.
Yeah, they want to get him touches early. Deron Brown is kind of the catalyst out on the perimeter in that pass game. Get him early touches. They're also easy throws for Drew Hare to make.
Another 3rd and long, and a win against UNLV last week. NIU 15 of 19 on 3rd down. They'll fake the jet sweep. Instead, it's Cameron Stingley on a draw. Stingley to the 25-yard line, short of the 1st down. It's a gain of 7, and it's 4th and 3 now for Northern Illinois from the 25-yard line. This appears to be 4-down territory. Offense stays out on the field. On the ground again, Stingley to the perimeter, and he's tackled for no gain. Arkansas football. That's your big downhill running back trying to go to the outside.
That's exactly the point I was going to make. If I want to give the ball to 42, I want him to get downhill. I don't mind the call early in this game, but I don't like to call on that play. Get the big guy going downhill early.
Arkansas took the opening kickoff back for a touchdown, and then the defense comes up with a big 4th down stop.
Life in the NFL was tough on my body. I live with muscle and joint soreness every day. And life after football can be just as tough. That's why for knee and elbow support, I choose CopperFit.
CopperFit, advanced compression garments to help relieve muscle and joint soreness.
With my active lifestyle, my body reminds me it needs the support.
Therapeutic fabric blended with copper to aid in faster recovery and performance and guaranteed relief of muscle aches and pains. Call 1-800-586-8356 or on the web at getcopperfit.com. Get your elbow or knee for $19.99. Order now and receive a second sleeve free.
For this old arm, I choose CopperFit. Go. Oh, come on. That was a perfect pass.
Feel the relieving power of copper compression. Feel the power of CopperFit.
SEC Soccer fires up the South Thursday night on the SEC Network. Pivotal matchups highlight an action-packed schedule all season long. As the best soccer players in the conference go head-to-head on the road to the SEC Championship. This week, the dominant Razorbacks challenge the Ole Miss Rebels to a shootout in Oxford. Arkansas, Ole Miss, Thursday at 7, only on the SEC Network.
Are you finally going to join us outside the north end zone? I'm not trying to brag, but my dry rub is pretty legendary.
Come on, Billy. You know it's the quality of this meat that's going to make your tailgate.
I know a few things about barbecue. You need both, the right meat and the right kick. I might just have to come try some of your dry rub on Saturday.
If you live SEC football, you'll love SEC Nation. Saturday at 10 a.m. on the SEC Network, presented by AT&T.
Anish Shroff, Kelly Stauffer, Kara Capuano. Arkansas getting ready for its first offensive possession of the game. The Razorbacks, if you're just joining us, took the opening kickoff, 97 yards for a touchdown. That was Corliss Marshall. That's Alex Collins. The sophomore was at boiling point last week, a career-high 212 yards rushing against Texas Tech in what was just a dominant effort on the ground from the Hogs.
Yeah, and I think what you see out of Alex Collins this year versus last, Anish, is patience. I think he learned patience really in the offseason. He's not as quick to jump out of the hole. He's staying behind those big guys up front, and why not? They're your best weapon.
Collins leading the SEC in rushing through 3 weeks. And Collins, surprise, surprise, gets the call on first down. He attacks the edge, gets the corner, and taken down after a gain of 12. It's an Arkansas first down, tackled by Deshaun Durant.
The defensive end, number 49, Jason Meehan, lost contain on the outside, and that's what both of these running backs can do, is they can bounce it outside very quickly.
Anish Shroff, Kelly Stauffer, Kara Capuano with you from Razorback Stadium. 7-0 Arkansas on top of Northern Illinois. And a penalty marker on 1st and 10 for the Razorbacks.
Prior to the snap, false start, 55 offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
That's on Denver Kirkland. Arkansas returned the opening kickoff, 97 yards for a touchdown. That was Corliss Marshall. Northern Illinois on its first drive got into Razorback territory, but was stopped on 4th down and 3. And Arkansas has it for the first time, and there is Corliss Marshall taking the opening kick to the house.
And what a way to get started. We didn't even get to this offensive line, but an explosive play to begin with. And Northern Illinois is a good road team. They're going to have to show that here this evening.
Pistol look for Arkansas. Brandon Allen to the air, and he slings that one to the sideline. 2nd down and 10. Against Texas Tech last week, Arkansas didn't run it very much at all. 80 plays, 68 rushes, and this is old school throwback football.
It's power football. They're pulling guards. They're leading with tight ends and fullbacks. Sometimes they will relocate about 900 pounds somewhere else on the line of scrimmage, and we're going to see that here this evening.
And no surprise either. They had 4 separate drives in which the Razorbacks ran it on 10 or more consecutive plays. And how about this? 2 straight passes. Allen near sideline. That's caught by Keon Hatcher. And he's wrapped up almost immediately. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 2.
And that's the next step off of that vicious run game, is the play-action passing game. It's only natural, and quite frankly, it's what Brandon Allen does best. Play action on the lead draw, and then it's just a 3-receiver route, which means you have max protection with the tight end kept in, the second tight end in that particular case. But it's play action pass off of a very, very vicious run game.
And that's somewhere where Arkansas wants to see Allen improve a lot too.
Yeah, I think that's what he does best, is the play action game, not really the drop back type right now.
On 3rd and short, Allen to the air again. That's too high for Keon Hatcher. And it's 4th down coming up.
You know, and there you see the difference, Anish. Allen on that play wasn't really in rhythm, didn't have his feet set. He throws the ball inaccurately to an open receiver. The play action pass before, he was in rhythm and threw a really nice pass. That's where he has to improve on that play right there.
So Arkansas will have to punt it away. Sam Irwin Hill on to kick it away. He can punt with both legs. An Australian. There's been a growing number of Australian punters making their way to college football.
Not punting with both legs, however. That's the first one I've heard about.
There's a couple ambidextrous ones. And here's Chad Beebe. Fair caught at the 20-yard line, and Northern Illinois football with 10:31 to go, and we do have a late flag. And just before we were about to go to break, a late penalty marker. Matt Austin, our head referee today.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 7 of the receiving team. Penalties half the distance to the goal, 1st down.
That's Michael Santa Catarina. Back after this in Fayetteville, 7-0 Arkansas.
This is Phyllis. Phyllis is headed to a science conference, so she's not thinking about winter tires right now. But if she were, all she'd need to know is TireRack.com. Right now, she could get up to a $50 prepaid MasterCard by mail when she buys a set of 4 select winter tires. For details, she'd go to TireRack.com/TV. But Phyllis isn't thinking about tires. Phyllis is thinking, well, I'm not really sure, but it's probably important. TireRack.com. Find, deliver, install.
Wednesday night, volleyball takes over the SEC network. Follow your favorite teams as they battle for net supremacy against some of the best talent in women's volleyball, with all eyes focused on the SEC championship. This Wednesday, the Crimson Tide roll into Athens to take on the Bulldogs. Alabama, Georgia, tonight at 7, only on the SEC network.
Getting into the playoff, it's just going to come down to the Texas
Just going to come down to the Oklahoma game.
The USC game.
The Notre Dame game. Just going to come down to the Ohio State game.
Man, I hate Ohio State.
Who do we hate? Ohio State!
If you trade stocks and options online, we'd like to have a word with you. Trade King. We're different from the 5 biggest online brokers. Trade King lets you trade wisely, just $4.95 per trade. Trade smoothly with customer service ranked #1 by Smart Money. Trade easily with an award-winning website that's easy to use. Switch today and get $1,000 in free trade commissions. Looking for a new breed of broker? There's a name for people like you. Trade King. Switch today.
It's Max from Blue Tax. If you owe more than $10,000 in back taxes, I have important news for you. Because you can count on 4 more years of heavy taxing, the time to settle your tax debt is now. Don't lose your chance of paying as little as 1/4 of what the IRS would previously accept. We'll resolve your wage garnishment before payday and stop bank levies right away.
Call Blue Tax right now at 800-761-1033. That's 800-761-1033. Or visit us on the web at bluetax.com.
Welcome to ESPNU College Football, presented by 5 Hour Energy. It's all part of the SEC on ESPN. Thanks to a Corliss Marshall 97-yard kick return, Arkansas up 7-0 on Northern Illinois. Marshall taking the opening kickoff all the way to the house.
And Corliss Marshall is that explosive running back, and right now he shows up in this special teams playing the kickoff return, but they would like to get him more touches if he can hang on to the football because of that right there. A lot of explosiveness out of that athlete.
And there's Drew Hare making his second career start tonight, and he still has to put his stamp on the quarterback position. Rod Carey, the head coach for NIU, told us that competition is far from over.
Yeah, a little more consistency, especially in the short passing game, and we've already seen it early in this game tonight.
Rolling out, chased, takes a big hit at the 15-yard line from Martrell Spate.
And you will see up-tempo out of this offense from Northern Illinois, and a lot of the run presentation is out of the quarterback zone read, but Arkansas doesn't believe that Hare wants to or is allowed to keep the football a lot in that quarterback read stop.
On 2nd and 5, here's Cameron Stingley coming off a 100-yard game against Texas Tech. The ball pops free, no whistle, and now they say Stingley was down.
It's 3rd down for
Yeah, I think Stingley's knee is down before the ball comes out. I think that's a very good call on the field.
NIU 62% on 3rd downs on the season. And a timeout by Arkansas with 9:21. Drew Hare took off. Arkansas made him pay for it.
I know people like you sitting right where you're sitting thinking exactly what you're thinking. Like, how the heck do I find a job, start a career, or even change careers? And in this tough economy, you got to think harder and smarter. So here's the deal. There's only one place that people like this go when they're serious about a future as an auto technician. That's Universal Technical Institute. UTI gives you real-world hands-on training in classrooms like this, equipped by the industry's top manufacturers. We know how you want to learn, and we teach you in a way that clicks. So the technology you learn here is the same technology you'll use every day when you're working. The best brands in the industry partner with UTI. It's because they want UTI grads in their shops when they graduate. 4 out of 5 UTI grads get jobs in their field of study. UTI's tech training for people who are serious about being the best in the business. If you're motivated and ready to work, let's talk. Give us a call and we'll talk about UTI programs, campuses, and even financial aid. Your new career starts your first day at UTI. Are you ready? Call now.
Wednesday night, volleyball takes over the SEC network. Follow your favorite teams as they battle for net supremacy against some of the best talent in women's volleyball, with all eyes focused on the SEC championship. This Wednesday, the Crimson Tide roll into Athens to take on the Bulldogs. Alabama, Georgia, tonight at 7, only on the SEC network.
Non-stop football takes over Saturday on the SEC network. First, fighting to stay alive in the SEC East, the Commodores and Wildcats square off in bluegrass country. Then, following a shocking loss, Les Miles' Tigers look to rebound at Death Valley against New Mexico State. Vanderbilt, Kentucky at noon. Presented by Allstate. And New Mexico State LSU at 7:30. Saturday, only on the SEC network.
SEC soccer fires up the South Thursday night on the SEC network. Pivotal matchups highlight an action-packed schedule all season long. As the best soccer players in the conference go head-to-head on the road to the SEC championship. This week, the dominant Razorbacks challenge the Ole Miss Rebels to a shootout in Oxford. Arkansas, Ole Miss, Thursday at 7, only on the SEC Network.
Northern Illinois head coach Rod Carey, the 2013 MAC Coach of the Year, 15-3 since taking over for Dave Doran. Last year, he was the first MAC coach to win 2 games against the Big Ten in one season, and NIU already knocked off a Big Ten team earlier this year in Northwestern. They've got some pretty impressive streaks going, including 17 straight true road wins. NIU facing a 3rd and 5 here in the first quarter, down 7-zip. Hare throws, that's caught right at the first down marker, and it appears to be enough. Jawan Brescacin, who had a touchdown catch against UNLV, hauls it in. Huskies going up tempo. Argyros Turner tackled at the 23-yard line. There is a flag back at the 16.
Illegal motion, offense number 11. 5-yard penalty, repeat first down.
And that is on Brescacin.
Nanish, we've already seen the difference in these offenses. We talked about they both want to control the line of scrimmage, have very, very good offensive lines, but NIU will get the ball to the perimeter more quickly, and they will bring it to the passing game more quickly than Arkansas will.
There's a screen, Joel Buonio, full steam ahead, and he's to the 25-yard line, tackled by Randy Ramsey, a true freshman, making his first career start for Arkansas. They really like this kid's upside.
Yeah, and he would have actually probably started the year, beat out 2 seniors, but he got nicked up late in camp. But they like his athleticism out in space against schemes like this in particular.
Buonio now goes wide, lined up at the bottom of your screen. 5 receiver look for Hare. Hare throws, that is incomplete. Brescacin couldn't hold on. Good coverage that time by Arkansas and Jared Collins, the sophomore from Tulsa.
Typically out of that empty set, that's exactly what NIU likes to do, is the quick passing game, and Collins understands that and got a really good break on the football right there.
The big surprise early on, more passes than runs in this game.
I think just kind of tendency breaking to some extent out of NIU early.
Again, Buonio goes in motion. Hare under pressure. The ball comes loose. Arkansas picks it up, a scoop and a score. Darius Philon, and it's 13-0 Razorbacks.
Arkansas has been extremely successful early in this season, getting pressure and 3rd down pass downs like you see right there. And Trey Flowers, once again, the stunt up inside, and he comes free and knocks that ball loose. And another big play for Arkansas early here this evening.
Philon, and SEC all-freshman team selection a year ago. Point after by Henson is good. It's 14-0 Arkansas. The Razorbacks have got nothing for their offense. Special teams and defense, the story for the Hogs early in this one. Philon, the strip, the scoop, and the score.
No matter where the journey begins, travelers of all kinds can always count on the same ending: the lowest price of any national chain at Motel 6. We'll leave the light on for you.
If you trade stocks and options online, we'd like to have a word with you. Trade King. We're different from the 5 biggest online brokers. Trade King lets you trade wisely, just $4.95 per trade. Trade smoothly, with customer service ranked #1 by Smart Money. Trade easily, with an award-winning website that's easy to use. Switch today and get $1,000 in free trade commissions. Looking for a new breed of broker? There's a name for people like you. Trade King. Switch today.
Are you finally going to join us outside the north end zone? I'm not trying to brag, but my dry rub is pretty legendary.
Come on, Billy. You know it's the quality of this meat that's going to make your tailgate.
I know a few things about barbecue. You need both, the right meat and the right kick. I might just have to come try some of your dry rub on Saturday.
If you live SEC football, you'll love SEC Nation. Saturday at 10 a.m. on the SEC Network, presented by AT&T.
Getting into the playoff, it's just going to come down to the Texas
Just going to come down to the Oklahoma game.
The USC game.
Notre Dame game. Just gonna come down to the Ohio State game.
Man, I hate Ohio State.
Who do we hate?
Ohio State!
We want to welcome those viewers who just saw East Carolina take North Carolina behind the woodshed. Here, Arkansas leading Northern Illinois 14-0. The Razorbacks have done it with special teams and defense. It started with Corliss Marshall taking the opening kick 97 yards.
Yeah, the
for a
running
touchdown.
back that they want to get loose in the run game, but he makes it to the show early, and then up inside, the game's played by Flowers and Fallon right there, and another big play. Arkansas is off to a great start. Northern Illinois has to regroup. They're a very good road team, as we've seen, but they're going to have to work from behind here. Very tough start for them.
Paris Logan will just take a knee in the end zone. NIU ball from its own 25-yard line. Let's go back to the last score. NIU backed up. Arkansas able to get pressure from that front four, and it results in a defensive touchdown.
They play games up front. Flowers is right here, is going to go inside, and Fallon is out here, and he's actually going to run outside. And they meet at the quarterback. One hits the quarterback, knocks the ball loose, and then Flowers is there to clean up right there. Games up inside with very athletic, powerful defensive linemen worked well for Arkansas on that play.
Northern Illinois entered this game having won 17 consecutive true road games. On first down, canceled in the backfield by Tywan Jackson. Joel Buonio lost yards, and it'll bring up second and long. And this has been a bit of an issue for NIU early on. Second and long, some third and longs as well.
I think Arkansas had a hard time adjusting to the perimeter run even last week against Texas Tech. I think that's why NIU is trying that early in this game.
Air taking a shot downfield, and he missed his target. Teron Brown, one of our impact players, the intended target.
And Teron Brown is that guy out wide that they have to build touches for early. And we've seen him try to do that. And then Trey Flowers is just a man among boys. He's very versatile and athletic, and we've seen him already wreak havoc on that defensive line of scrimmage early in this one.
Third and long again for NIU. Screen pass. Arkansas sniffs it out. Buonio tackled right at the line of scrimmage, and it's fourth down.
Spain right there, number 47, doing a very good job of reading and diagnosing that screen. And with the pass rush that Arkansas has had on the defensive line of scrimmage early in this one, you would expect a screen in that situation.
Tyler Weedle punts it away. High kick. DJ Dean from his own 31, and he's tackled immediately. A 48-yard punt, no return. Arkansas has one of the best rushing offenses in the nation. The last 2 weeks, they put up 933 yards on the ground, and these two, the dynamic duo of Alex Collins and Jonathan Williams, make the ground game go first and third, respectively, in the SEC in rushing.
Yeah, Jay Will on the right there is very difficult to tackle, runs a reckless kind of style. And then Collins is a little more of a scat back, but very physical as well. Patient this year versus last year.
Collins, the deep back in the eye, breaks the initial tackle, looking for some room and gets a couple of yards. Collins last week at Boiling Point, 212 yards rushing, a career high, and he was named the SEC's Offensive Player of the Week.
And you can already see, we saw a play earlier this evening, that Collins can take advantage. He can jump inside, and with patience at the right time, we saw him get to the edge. He has the speed to do that.
Offset eye on 2nd and 7. NIU brings the blitz. Collins up the middle, and he's to the 38-yard line, about 3 yards shy of the first down, and it's 3rd and short coming up. And for Arkansas, these are the situations they like. If they can get it 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, they can stick with that ground game.
Absolutely, that's exactly what they want to do. Just eke out a first down to extend this drive, and they're in a pretty good position right here.
Jonathan Williams in the game for the first time as Brandon Allen backs up into the shotgun. Allen here will throw over the middle, and that is caught for a first down by Cody Hollister.
The bunch formation to the left, and then Hollister comes all the way across the formation. A very good job of Allen looking to the left. He had a flat route and a corner route, and just let the crossing route come into your line of sight. Very well executed by the quarterback.
There's Brett Bielema coming off the biggest win of his Arkansas career, a win at Texas Tech last week. Toss to Williams. A little shake and bake across midfield into Northern Illinois territory. Jonathan Williams picks up 8. He came into this game averaging almost 10 a carry, the best mark in the nation.
And he's a very difficult guy to get to the ground. Bunch formation as they bring the tight end over, and then they're just going to pitch it. And then the fullback leads around the corner. That's a lot of mass getting around into the edge, and there's an art to that. It's not only relocating, but it's keeping your eyes on the target and hitting your mark, and this group does it very well.
2 tight ends and a fullback here on 2nd down, and a flag.
Prior to the snap, false start, 83 offense, 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
That's Jeremy Sprinkle, the tight end.
So Anish, tonight we're going to see a lot of the fullback Arinza we saw in that play before. You're going to see tight ends that relocate and create another run fit that the defense has to worry about late in the snap count, and it kind of changes the offensive picture and makes it difficult for the defense to zero in on where the run is coming.
On 2nd and 7, here's the draw. It's Williams, and he gets a couple. Let's go down to the field and Kara Capuano.
Well, guys, after Arkansas's first offensive possession, head coach Brett Bielema came back to talk to the unit. He reminded the offensive line of its size advantage, told them and the running backs, just be patient. He also encouraged the receiving corps that they're going to get some pitch and catch going for that group.
That O-line for Arkansas, adamantine. They are unbreakable, and they got some big boys up front.
Enormous up front.
Watch that left side, number 76, Dan Skipper. And Skipper with a big block, and that frees up Allen, who gets a first down. It's tough to get around a guy who's 6'10" and tips the scales at 320 plus.
He hasn't even grown up yet. And this is a great use of the feed by Brandon Allen. He had a game plan outside, kind of a rub route. Very good coverage by NIU, and that's what Brandon Allen has been doing better this year. Using his feet wisely, that's a good picture of it.
Here's Collins. He crashes the middle across the 40, and look at that line continue to move the pile.
That's just a matter of physics right there. Our guys are bigger than your guys. I mean, look at that. Unbelievable. And the bottom right there is this group weighs more than any group that will line up tomorrow in the NFL.
In terms of starting offensive lines, this is the heaviest line in football, period.
So sometimes physics wins out. My guys are bigger than your guys, and I don't think you can do anything about that.
Texas Tech learned that the hard way last week in Lubbock. Here's Collins. He picks up what appears to be an Arkansas first down.
You know, Anish, it's not only the size of the guys up front, but then when you add in a fullback that's 250 pounds, you relocate a tight end or sometimes two that are 250 pounds. That's a tremendous amount of mass up front.
Psychologically, what does this do to a defense when a team continues to run the ball? You know it's coming, but you can't stop it.
It's demoralizing. It's the defensive coordinator's worst nightmare. If you line up and run it offensively and I can't do anything about it, they wake up in cold sweats thinking about things like that.
Corliss Marshall in the game at tailback now. He took a kickoff back for a touchdown, and that's been his problem, ball security. They want to use him more as a running back, but he's got to take care of the football.
And we saw his explosiveness on that kick return, and that's exactly what they want to do with him. This is just a toss sweep to get outside, and he doesn't do the most basic thing, which is look the ball into your hand. When you're carrying the football, your #1 priority, obviously, is ball security.
And a quick hook for Marshall as he couldn't hang on to that. He comes out of the game.
It may be a while before he gets back in there.
10th play of the drive coming up. Only one passing play so far. Make it 2. Allen near side. That's caught by Hollister again. He's to the 30-yard line. And a flag at the end of the play.
Personal foul, face mask, 2 of the defense. Half the distance to the goal at the end of the run, automatic first down.
That's Marlon Moore, the strong safety. And it's a first down for Arkansas.
And you can see Moore come in #2 right at the very end. He's trying to strip that ball out, but he gets the face mask instead. And very easy decision that time by Brandon Allen. Mirror route on both sides, and Hollister just runs a hitch route, and softest coverage wins, and he bangs it out to number 81.
Play action. Allen's got time. Throws for the end zone and threw it too far. Hollister the intended target. 2nd and 10.
That was a great decision by Brandon Allen. It was off the play action pass, and that run game once again, the play action pass is just vicious. And especially when they enter the red zone, play action, and they tried to get A.J. Derby in the corner of the end zone. Nothing was there. Good decision to throw that one away.
In the red zone this season, Arkansas on 16 trips, 13 touchdowns.
That's what happens when your offensive line averages about 328. You can close out drives with the best of them.
Back to the ground, back to Williams. Cuts it back inside, breaks the tackle, and he's in for 6.
And Dan Skipper had a tremendous block from his left tackle position. You can see him right there. Just muscled up. He mauls people and just pancakes him to the ground. And number 49, Jason Meehan, had no shot. 6'10", 326, and he's not done growing yet.
He's only a sophomore and a true sophomore, a guy who played last year as a true freshman.
He can legitimately play at 350 and still move his feet well in a couple of years.
That's a scary thought for the rest of the SEC. Brett Bielema is laying a strong foundation in Fayetteville and Arkansas, firing on all cylinders early. A touchdown from special teams, defense, and now the offense.
Yeah, it's been a complete show thus far. In 76, Dan Skipper, he highlights what Brett Bielema wants to do at the line of scrimmage. You can see right there, that's called a pancake on number 49, Jason Meehan. And then Williams does the smart thing and gets up behind him. But you remember science class when you look under the microscope and you see that amoeba that it absorbs a particle of food and just ingests it? That's what Skipper does a lot of times out of left tackle.
Engulfing, right? Engulfing.
You don't know if the defender's going to show up again. He just disappears.
You just don't see too many guys who are 6'10" playing football in general. Skipper is actually the second tallest player in the FBS. Tallest player.
He has to have a basketball background as well, not only because he's 6'10", but his feet are amazing. He has the right attitude up front as well.
And the coach has talked about his mean streak.
You play up front, you have to have the right attitude. It's not just knocking the guy to the ground, but you have to have a little nasty to you. Enjoy what you're doing, and I think 76, Dan Skipper, does just that.
It's a tough task for Northern Illinois. The Huskies, 4 new starters on that defensive line, and their DNs are undersized.
Yeah, we asked Jay Neiman about that, the defensive coordinator, and he said, you know what, we're undersized in our own conference, but we move as a defense, and right now they're not moving fast enough.
You saw the graphic, only one player in college football at the FBS level taller than Skipper. That's Deron Brown. Nice tackle that time by Josh Lydell, the freshman, but it's a gain of 10. And a first down for NIU.
And if you're NIU right now, you just can't lose track of what you came here to do. You have to stick with the game plan, and right now you need to get the ball in number 4's hands, Deron Brown, just like you did there. And then how about it inside the tackle box run game? You've been unsuccessful getting to the perimeter. Run it in the box.
A superb first quarter from Arkansas. The Hogs take the opening kickoff, 97 yards for a touchdown. Then their defense scores a touchdown. And Jonathan Williams, who had 4 TDs last week, finding the end zone as well. 21-zip, Razorbacks.
When you told me about this Candy Crush game at first, I thought, so what? But now I can't stop playing.
That's not how it works.
I mean, it's so simple. It's like my car insurance. I save 15% in 15 minutes.
Well, eSurance could have saved you money in half that time.
3 in a row. Sweet.
15 minutes for a quote isn't so sweet.
Level 2.
Start with a quote from eSurance and you can save money on car insurance in half the time. Welcome to the modern world. eSurance, backed by Allstate. Click or call.
Saturday, number 5 Auburn soars to the SEC network. With no match to their pounding ground attack, Gus Malzahn's young Tigers are once again a dominant force. Coming off a big non-conference win on the road, they look to take care of business at home against Louisiana Tech. Louisiana Tech, Auburn, Saturday at 4, only on the SEC network.
I won this HD TV for less than $50 on Quibbits.
I won my iPad for $87.13.
I won this Canon DSLR camera for just $21.
These aren't actors, they're real customers who've gotten unbeatable deals on Quibbits, the trusted and honest bidding site.
Beats headphones for $42, Apple iPad $32, and over $2,000 in gift cards. I'm surrounding myself in winners.
On Quibbit, save up to 90% on brand new products like iPads, cameras, HD TVs, and appliances.
I won a set of Callaway irons for $11 on Quibbits.com.
The first time I tried Quibbits, I was skeptical, but I watched it for a while, I registered, and won the first item I bid on. So I'm convinced it's the real deal.
I feel good about winning on Quibbits. 2 things I like, making money and saving money.
Hurry, deals are closing every second. That's QUIBIDS.com. Visit Quibbits.com now.
Welcome to ESPNU College Football, presented by 5 Hour Energy. It's all part of the SEC on ESPN. Nate Schroff, Kelly Stauffer, Kara Capuano. Northern Illinois had given up just 5 first-half points all season entering today. Arkansas with 21 in the first quarter. NIU with the football and needing a spark. Low snap. Hare. Screen pass. And that's Christian Blake, a true freshman from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, picking up 4.
And you can see that NIU wants to get to the perimeter. They've done it in their run game. They're doing it in their screen game. At some point in time, they're going to have to test things between the tackle. You can't give up on that part of your game too early.
Hare off play action, pumps twice. On the run, throws, and that's complete. Caught by Deron Brown, who reaches for that first down marker, and he's going to be close.
And how about the ball skills by Deron Brown at the end of that play? That was low. He was running at top speed, and he caught it down by his knees. That was a tremendous catch.
3rd and short. And to your earlier point about running between the tackles, like Arkansas, the strength of this NIU offense is that offensive line.
Absolutely. I think you get away from the run game in between the tackle box a little bit too early.
Here's Stingley out of the pistol look, and this will be close. Stingley picks up the first down, NIU able to move the chains. Look at that Northern Illinois offensive line. 4 returning starters, 3 fifth-year seniors, 2 fourth-year juniors.
And look at the 111 starts together as a unit. Continuity means a ton on the line of scrimmage.
Stingley off the screen, doesn't get very far. Tackled by Honore Tolliver. And there is a flag.
Illegal shift on the offense. 5-yard penalty for the previous spot. Repeat first down.
Go back to that Northern Illinois offensive line. Tyler Luce, an all-max selection on that left side. And the only new starter is Tyler Pitt. But Pitt has played a lot in the rotation the last 2 years.
And I think you have to give those 5 a chance to figure things out up front. They really haven't handled the defensive front for Arkansas that well yet, but don't give up on the interior run.
First down. That's caught by Jawan Brescussin, and it's a gain of 7.
So as NIU sees more defenders committed to the box, they're trying to loosen that defense up by throwing outside. Those quick hitches and the quick screens is trying to get guys out of the box.
Back to the air. Dangerous pass broken up by Collins in the direction of Brescussin.
Collins is understanding that they're not throwing the ball deep a lot, so he's setting on those quick routes. And what a defensive back does is he looks in at the quarterback as he sees the receiver out of the corner of his eye. And when the quarterback stops his drop, the receiver has to start to break as well. Collins is doing a great job of recognizing that.
On 3rd down, incomplete. It was in the direction of Brown, but the pressure again getting to Hare, and really credit that Arkansas front 4. They've been able to get that initial push all day so far.
Yeah, decent push up front, and then Collins once again had Deron Brown locked down outside. Press coverage to trying to disrupt the timing between quarterback and receiver was successful on that play.
DJ Dean, the deep man for Arkansas. And Dean's going to let it bounce. It takes a Northern Illinois bounce. And the Huskies will down it inside the 10-yard line. Arkansas football with 12:25 to go in the first half.
ESPN is your home of the new college football playoff.
At Regions Bank, we're here to help you move your life forward. But managing money correctly can be tough, especially for college students. That's why we sometimes bring in some extra help.
Young lady,
You are way too smart to hit that order button. $750 on a dress that'll be out of style by next week? And what? You might wear it 2, 3 times tops?
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, I probably am right.
Regions, official bank of the SEC.
Wednesday night, volleyball takes over the SEC network. Follow your favorite teams as they battle for net supremacy against some of the best talent in women's volleyball, with all eyes focused on the SEC championship. This Wednesday, the Crimson Tide roll into Athens to take on the Bulldogs. Alabama, Georgia, tonight at 7, only on the SEC network. SEC soccer fires up the South Thursday night on the SEC network. Pivotal matchups highlight an action-packed schedule all season long. As the best soccer players in the conference go head-to-head on the road to the SEC championship. This week, the dominant Razorbacks challenge the Ole Miss Rebels to a shootout in Oxford. Arkansas, Ole Miss, Thursday at 7, only on the SEC network.
Non-stop football takes over Saturday on the SEC network. First, fighting to stay alive in the SEC East, the Commodores and Wildcats square off in bluegrass country. Then, following a shocking loss, Les Miles' Tigers look to rebound at Death Valley against New Mexico State. Vanderbilt, Kentucky at noon. Presented by Allstate. And New Mexico State LSU at 7:30. Saturday, only on the SEC network.
ESPNU College Football Primetime is presented by 5-Hour Energy Shots and in part by Joseph A. Bank. We fit most everyone. JOSbank.com.
There is Tusk. He was awfully zen before this game. The tail's wagging. Does that mean it's happy? Is it like a dog?
I have no idea if that means he's happy or not. That's an interesting looking animal. I hear he eats grapes, according to Kara. Maybe I shouldn't have said that because maybe Kara's feeding him grapes and she doesn't have permission to do that.
Kara's been here a few times. I think she knows. Here's Corliss Marshall, fumbled his only other carry. And Marshall, who has a 97-yard kick return for a touchdown, picks up a couple. Kara, did you feed Tusk grapes?
I haven't had a chance to get over and feed Tusk grapes yet. I usually do that in a quarter break, so maybe at the half I can go visit my pal.
Well, don't put your fingers inside that cage. That thing looked like he would take them right off.
No question. I'd be afraid to do so. I've heard, though, you can pet him, and it's...
Yeah, I heard that about Ralphie last week, too, and that wasn't going to happen.
You don't want to get on the Buffalo?
No.
Second and 6 for Arkansas. Marlon Moore with the stop. Jonathan Williams picks up a first down. Last week against Texas Tech, Arkansas ran right through the Red Raiders. They broke their spirit. 4 drives with at least 10 consecutive rushes, 430-plus yards on the ground, 7 rushing touchdowns. And defensively, they held the Red Raiders to their lowest output in the Cliff Kingsbury era. First and 10. Allen to the air. He's got Hatcher. Hatcher breaks a tackle on that far sideline, and he's finally brought down by Durant. It's a gain of 13. It's another Razorback first down.
Cameron Jefferson is a backup left tackle, and he comes in as number 89 in a situation like that. He lines up at the tight end position, and it's just a 2-man route. And they keep an extra tackle essentially into block. Maximum protection. Get the ball out early. Here he is again right down here. That's actually an offensive tackle.
Williams burrows through the line, and it looked like he was going to be stopped at the 35, but that second year is mighty impressive from number 32.
And I think that's what they get out of Williams that they don't necessarily get out of Collins or Marshall is he's a difficult guy to handle. And so it doesn't look like a very good play, and all of a sudden it's 6 yards later, and that's how they move the chains. You can see right there just mushing it up inside. Cody Walker, the fullback, gets his guy, and then you have a 225-pounder running back right behind the fullback.
Collins in the game on second down. And Collins fights to the 41-yard line. It's a gain of a yard. And third down for Arkansas.
The third down for Arkansas, kind of back in their wheelhouse once again. Third and about 2.5 yards is exactly the way they want this. They want to eke out a first down, move the chains, and do it all over again.
You know, time of possession is a stat where a lot of coaches dismiss in this day and age with so many teams going no huddle up tempo. Arkansas values it. They had the ball for more than 40 minutes against the Red Raiders last week. Allen pumps. Flag on the play. Pass incomplete, intended for Hunter Henry.
The official threw this in the area that A.J. Derby, the tight end, was running a route. I don't know if someone pushed off there. He was covered by Paris Logan. And the flag came out in that neighborhood, but it looks like it's...
Prior to the snap, we had a snap infraction, number 72 offense. It's a 5-yard penalty, third down.
That's Frank Ragnow, the backup O-lineman.
The true freshman, and what the official was explaining to him is you can't move the ball and you can't turn the ball once you get over it. And you could see the official explaining to Ragnow it was a little bit too much movement on the football before you snapped it.
Now, Kelly, if you're Northern Illinois, these are the situations you want to put Arkansas in. 3rd and 7, 3rd and long. This is a critical third down for this Huskies defense.
Defensive coordinator Jay Neiman told us exactly that. 3rd and medium, you got to find a way to get off the field.
Here's the blitz. Allen. And that's caught by Henry, and he shows why he was an all-SEC tight end a year ago.
Not a great throw, but a tremendous catch by Hunter Henry. Just running a stick route at first down depth, a little out route. The ball is off the body, but the tight end at 6'5" goes up and gets it. Very nice ball skills on that play.
Collins on first down, plunges across the middle, and he's to the 48-yard line, a gain of 3, 2nd down and 7. So far, Kelly, what has impressed you the most about the offensive linemen for the Arkansas Razorbacks?
They're not only big, I want to talk about this real quick. Cody Walker is going to go across the formation and block out on that side, and they can run the sweep out of this bunch formation, or this is the complementary run as they go across the formation and run it up inside. But the way this massive offensive line hits their landmark, that's impressive.
Collins gets a few blocks, runs into the referee, and the stripes may have prevented a touchdown there. Collins had a lane.
I think you're exactly right, and Collins has some niftiness about him. He's very light-footed through the hole, but then he has the ability and the speed to bounce it right here. Good vision. We talked about the patience. You can see the guys up front getting on their landmarks, and then the quickness to get outside. That's impressive.
Break for NIU. Jonathan Williams spells Collins. And it's Williams. Makes the first man miss. How many times did he do that last week against Texas Tech? And We've seen a few today. Jonathan Williams, it seems the initial tackler can never get to him.
Yeah, and he runs in a kind of reckless style, and you're exactly right. I mean, the yards after contact, you can see 55, Denver Kirkland pulling it from his right guard position and leading up in the hole. And then you have this bowling ball of a running back right in behind that massive offensive lineman, because Denver Kirkland is 6'5", 337.
Arkansas 400+ yards on the ground in each of the last 2 games. Williams, who's got a rushing touchdown today, and that's how they got him on the second try. Arlen Moore on the stop. Moore, big shoes to fill. He's replacing Jimmy Ward on the back end of their defense. That's the same defensively as replacing Jordan Lynch offensively.
Yeah, and you see that the safeties already, Durant and Moore, they have to get up there and get involved in this run game. Item number 1 for the defensive coordinator, Jay Neiman, is we can't be outnumbered in the box. Safeties are going to have to participate in run defense.
It's Derby in motion. Screen pass to Williams. Williams lost the football, and Jamal Bass able to recover, but now they say incomplete.
This is just a controlled swing pass, and essentially it becomes a quick screen. You can see Dan Skipper, 76, is fighting to get out there to find someone to peel off of number 32, Jonathan Williams, but he just didn't secure the football to begin with.
So 4th down, ball at the 26-yard line, and John Henson will come on for a 42-yard field goal. Henson has only attempted 1 field goal further than 30 yards in his career. And from 42, it's no good. Rod Carey likes it. Northern Illinois looking for a spark when they get the ball back.
Technicians needed. The transportation industry is growing, and auto tech careers are expected to grow 17% between 2010 and 2020. Your training starts here at Universal Technical Institute. If you're good with your hands and want to work on the world's best brands, UTI partners with the best in the industry because they need our professionally trained techs working in their shops.
UTI students, they come more prepared.
We exclusively hire UTI grads because our experience has been so positive. We only hire UTI graduates. That is our preferred method of hiring.
It's the next level of technician.
In fact, 4 out of 5 UTI grads get jobs.
I like my job because I love the new technology and learning every single day on the job with all the master technicians.
I love to come into work every day. You get jobs that are really fun, replacing motors, doing turbos. There's a lot of different things. That's what I love about it. It's not the same thing every day.
Your new career starts your first day at UTI. Are you ready? Call now.
If you trade stocks and options online, we'd like to have a word with you. Trade King. We're different from the 5 biggest online brokers. Trade King lets you trade wisely, just $4.95 per trade. Trade smoothly with customer service ranked #1 by Smart Money. Trade easily with an award-winning website that's easy to use. Switch today and get $1,000 in free trade commissions. Looking for a new breed of broker? There's a name for people like you. Trade King. Switch today.
Saturday, number 5 Auburn soars to the SEC network. With no match to their pounding ground attack, Gus Malzahn's young Tigers are once again a dominant force. Coming off a big non-conference win on the road, they look to take care of business at home against Louisiana Tech. Louisiana Tech, Auburn, Saturday at 4, only on the SEC network.
Are you finally going to join us outside the north end zone? I'm not trying to brag, but my dry rub is pretty legendary.
Come on, Billy. You know it's the quality of this meat that's going to make your tailgate.
I know a few things about barbecue. You need both, the right meat and the right kick. I might just have to come try some of your dry rub on Saturday.
If you live SEC football, you'll love SEC Nation. Saturday at 10 a.m. on the SEC Network, presented by AT&T.
Monday night, it's the Bears and the Jets on ESPN at 8:15 Eastern. Jordan Lynch, who was a Heisman Trophy finalist last year, signed with the Bears as an undrafted free agent, was cut at the very end of camp. They wanted to use him at running back, quite frankly, they didn't really give him a fair shot. He only got a few carries, and that was in the last exhibition game. But Lynch was a legend in DeKalb, a two-time MAC MVP, and he went to New York, finishing third in the Heisman Trophy voting last year behind Jameis Winston and A.J. McCarron. On first down, Drew Hare hands it off, and that's Joel Buonio. He picks up 4. Hare really began the year as the third quarterback. Matt McIntosh started the first 2 games. Anthony Matty saw some reps. But Hare finished the first 2 games against Presbyterian and Northwestern, started against UNLV last week, and now making his second career start. Arkansas slow to get set. That's caught in the flat by Argyros Turner, and he's got an NIU first down. And Rod Carey, the 2013 MAC Coach of the Year. This NIU program, 49 wins since the start of 2010. Only Oregon has more in the FBS. Back to the ground again. And that's Buonio running strong all the way to the 35-yard line, a gain of 25.
Anish, we talked about this. You know, as bad as the score looks right now, NIU's defense has played pretty well. If their offense can come to life and get something here, that's going to mean a ton going in at halftime.
Here's Turner across the 30, and he's a couple yards shy of the first down marker. Best drive of the game so far for NIU, moving quickly.
The perimeter passes has thinned out the box. They run it once in a while inside, but get it to the perimeter in that screen game.
Arkansas a couple of times slow to get set. Buonio appears to have enough for the first down.
Buonio was actually running the quarterback read, and he did not know whether Drew Hare was actually giving him the football or not. I'm not sure Drew Hare knew if Buonio got that ball.
It is a first down. Joel Buonio and Cameron Stingley have gotten the bulk of the carries so far. We have not seen Akeem Daniels, who only had 1 carry last week. The coaches told us he was banged up and would be a game-time decision. And Daniels has not played so far. That's Brown. And he runs out of bounds near sideline after a gain of about 9, 2nd and 1.
We talked about the ball handling on the play before and Buonio, and watch right here. I'm not so sure Drew Hare is confident that Buonio actually takes this ball. Watch the second look right there. Hare should actually pull that and try to get outside, and that was almost a disaster.
Here's Stingley, big downhill runner. And he moves the pile and picks up a first down for NIU.
And Anish, that's how they have to use Stingley. Get him going north and south. Plant your foot and get downhill. They have to find a way to close out this drive. I think this is vital that they get points on the board right here.
Especially considering how long Arkansas takes on offense. They will bleed the clock. Hare throws in the flat. He's got Turner. Turner beats one man into the end zone, and NIU is on the board. Argyros Turner with a touchdown reception for Northern Illinois, and that caps a 8-play, 74-yard drive.
And once again, the screen game outside, and what's happening is Deron Brown is getting doubled on the other side of that screen, and so the numbers are favorable, and that was obviously a very successful play.
Point after by Tyler Weedle is good, and Northern Illinois gets a much-needed touchdown. Arkansas scored the first 21. Northern Illinois gets its counterpunch, courtesy of Argyros Turner.
I've got a small business, and everybody said you should be promoting it with Facebook.
Well, I use Facebook for myself, but I had no idea how to use it for my plumbing business.
Then I heard about web.com.
They told me they would build a professional Facebook page for my business free.
So I gave them a call.
And then they built me a Facebook page for free. I couldn't believe it.
If you call web.com now, you can have a new Facebook page built for your small business free. We even write posts for your Facebook page that will get people talking about you.
It's like I have this whole big social media department for my business.
Call now and Web.com will build your new Facebook page free. Then we'll continue to bring you new fans, write posts for you, and report on results, all for one low monthly fee. If not, cancel and pay nothing.
Now people call me and say, I found you on Facebook. How cool is that?
You say it, we build it free.
Call 1-855-251-2452 today.
I know people like you sitting right where you're sitting thinking exactly what you're thinking. Like, how the heck do I find a job, start a career, or even change careers? And in this tough economy, you got to think harder and smarter. So here's the deal. There's only one place that people like this go when they're serious about a future as an auto technician. That's Universal Technical Institute. UTI gives you real-world hands-on training in classrooms like this, equipped by the industry's top manufacturers. We know how you want to learn, and we teach you in a way that clicks. So the technology you learn here is the same technology you'll use every day when you're working. The best brands in the industry partner with UTI. It's because they want UTI grads in their shops when they graduate. 4 out of 5 UTI grads get jobs in their field of study. UTI's tech training for people who are serious about being the best in the business. If you're motivated and ready to work, let's talk. Give us a call and we'll talk about UTI programs, campuses, and even financial aid. Your new career starts your first day at UTI. Are you ready? Call now.
SEC Soccer fires up the South Thursday night on the SEC Network. Pivotal matchups highlight an action-packed schedule all season long. As the best soccer players in the conference go head-to-head on the road to the SEC Championship. This week, the dominant Razorbacks challenge the Ole Miss Rebels to a shootout in Oxford. Arkansas, Ole Miss, Thursday at 7, only on the SEC Network.
ESPNU College Football Primetime is brought to you by the Venture Card from Capital One. Earn unlimited double miles with no blackout days.
Northern Illinois on the board, down 21-7. Late in the first half, Arguero's Turner getting the Huskies their first points.
Yeah, great use of the screen game, and they're putting Deron Brown on the opposite side of the field and forcing the defensive coverage to decide how they're going to do it. Go ahead and let it roll, guys. Down at the bottom of the screen, you can see that coverage rolled over top of Deron Brown and then the screen to the opposite side.
Keon Hatcher from his own 12-yard line for Arkansas. The Hogs have already run one kick back today. Arkansas will start from its own 29-yard line. 3:24 to go, first half.
Are you finally going to join us outside the north end zone? I'm not trying to brag, but my dry rub is pretty legendary.
Come on, Billy. You know it's the quality of this meat that's going to make your tailgate.
I know a few things about barbecue. You need both, the right meat and the right kick. I might just have to come try some of your dry rub on Saturday.
If you live SEC football, you'll love SEC Nation. Saturday at 10 a.m. on the SEC Network, presented by AT&T.
Wednesday night, volleyball takes over the SEC Network. Follow your favorite teams as they battle for net supremacy against some of the best talent in women's volleyball, with all eyes focused on the SEC Championship. This Wednesday, the Crimson Tide roll into Athens to take on the Bulldogs. Alabama, Georgia, tonight at 7, only on the SEC Network. SEC Soccer fires up the South Thursday night on the SEC Network. Pivotal matchups highlight an action-packed schedule all season long. As the best soccer players in the conference go head-to-head on the road to the SEC Championship. This week, the dominant Razorbacks challenge the Ole Miss Rebels to a shootout in Oxford. Arkansas, Ole Miss, Thursday at 7, only on the SEC Network.
Non-stop football takes over Saturday on the SEC Network. First, fighting to stay alive in the SEC East, the Commodores and Wildcats square off in bluegrass country. Then, following a shocking loss, Les Miles' Tigers look to rebound at Death Valley against New Mexico State. Vanderbilt, Kentucky at noon. Presented by Allstate. And New Mexico State LSU at 7:30. Saturday, only on the SEC Network.
Get your NFL Sunday started at 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN. It's Sunday NFL Countdown presented by Snickers. Chris Berman and the gang give you all the latest news and updates from stadiums around the league right up until kickoff. And then at 11 a.m., Fantasy Football Now, because you need the latest news, injury reports, and our experts will predict the top performers for the week. Well, in the rushing game, Arkansas, a decisive advantage, 100 yards. NIU 31. Northern Illinois probably has passed more than they would like to.
And I actually think NIU's defense has played pretty well. I mean, this will be the fourth drive for Arkansas offensively. They had the one touchdown, but NIU's defense has shown up.
On the ground, Collins. And we continue to see the patience that you highlighted earlier from Alex Collins.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest advancement in his game. The fullback's going to lead up inside, and then you don't have to hit it hard right away. Let those big guys up front get locked onto someone, and then your fullback will lead you to green grass, and Collins is doing a tremendous job with that.
Talking to right tackle Bray Cook yesterday, he said there's a lot of synergy up front and with the running backs. Play action out of the eye. Allen's got a wide open Hatcher, and he skates out of bounds near midfield. It's a gain of 14, and it's a Razorback first down.
Yeah, Hollister went vertical, and Hatcher just broke it off about 15 yards. A very good throw. Once again, the rhythm off the play action pass seems to be where Brandon Allen is at his best. That was a very well-designed play.
Allen entered this season under 50% completion percentage-wise for his career. He's made some strides in that department.
And they're not opposed, Arkansas offensively, to flip it and run the same play.
They'll run it this time. Williams breaks that first tackle. Into Northern Illinois territory, it's a gain of 2, 2nd and 8.
That was the lead draw that Arkansas absolutely loves to run, and Bray Cook told us yesterday that Texas Tech, their defense was yelling out that this is the play that's coming, and they still gashed them.
It resulted in a 90-yard touchdown.
Is that all?
Oh, that's all. Timeout with 2:01 to go. Arkansas in Northern Illinois territory.
You're watching the SEC Network. Belk, an official sponsor of the Southeastern Conference.
Connected to your voice, flowing to my heart. Out in the distance, I see you off somewhere. I head in your direction. I meet you halfway there. You're the one that I'm trying to reach.
Meet the one you've been missing at the largest dating site for black singles, blackpeoplemeet.com. Start today for free.
Saturday, number 5 Auburn soars to the SEC Network. With no match to their pounding ground attack, Gus Malzahn's young Tigers are once again a dominant force. Coming off a big non-conference win on the road, they look to take care of business at home against Louisiana Tech. Louisiana Tech, Auburn, Saturday at 4, only on the SEC Network.
If you trade stocks and options online, we'd like to have a word with you. Trade King. We're different from the 5 biggest online brokers. Trade King lets you trade wisely, just $4.95 per trade. Trade smoothly with customer service ranked #1 by Smart Money. Trade easily with an award-winning website that's easy to use. Switch today and get $1,000 in free trade commissions. Looking for a new breed of broker? There's a name for people like you. Trade King. Switch today.
This is Pete. Pete is helping his aunt move, so he's not thinking about winter tires right now. But if he were, all he'd need to know is TireRack.com. Right now, he could get up to a $50 prepaid MasterCard by mail when he buys a set of 4 select winter tires. For details, he'd go to TireRack.com/TV. But Pete's not thinking about tires. Pete's thinking it would have been nice if his aunt had mentioned the Minor Bird. TireRack.com. Find, deliver, install.
Rod Carey hoping his NIU defense can come up with another hold. The Huskies Down 21-7. Northern Illinois has won 17 straight true road games. Their last loss in a true road game, October 2011.
That's amazing.
In Mount Pleasant against Central Michigan.
And if you win like that on the road, you overcome starts like they had to this game, and they settled in here in the second quarter really nicely.
Allen on second down. That is hauled in at the 45-yard line. And marked down at the 43 is Jared Cornelius, the freshman from Shreveport.
And as we go in minute and 50 right here, you don't burn your timeouts yet. And actually Northern Illinois chooses to take a timeout, which helps Arkansas greatly. Typically, as you get down to the 1 minute mark with a couple of timeouts left in the 2 minute situation, that's when you start using them.
1:50 to go here in the first half. The scoring started early for Arkansas on the opening kickoff. Corliss Marshall taking it to the house, 97 yards.
Yeah, and very well blocked. What a way to start the game. And he's that explosive running back. And then Trey Flowers gets after the quarterback, and Williams pays off this drive behind that massive offensive line, and tremendous block by Dan Skipper.
And this was NIU's touchdown. Argyros Turner on the screen pass, and the Huskies have had opportunities on their first drive. Remember, they got into Arkansas territory, went for it on fourth down, and were stopped.
Yeah, that was a huge answer by NIU on that drive.
On 3rd and 3, play action again. Out of the backfield, and that is caught by A.J. Derby. Brett Bielema told us he's a guy that is ready to take off. Derby was the backup quarterback last year, and he's really taken to that tight end role after some convincing.
Yeah, and he's buying into it, and he's just going to off that play action pass. You can see number 11, Derby, going into the flat, and the other tight end, Hunter Henry, was going to the corner. But you're right. Once he bought into the fact that he's now a tight end and he's not a quarterback, I think the sky's the limit for him. 6'5", 255. That's a nice target.
Allen throwing near sideline, and that's the other tight end, Hunter Henry, who was second-team All-SEC last year.
And so, Anish, you bring a couple of tight ends in, which typically means a violent run game, and then you play action pass, and those tight ends are really decent route runners. Henry catches it on this, bounces off his coverage, and then the accurate throw to the big tight end. That's good stuff.
Brett Bielema told us part of the game plan today was to get the tight ends more involved in the passing game.
Job well done so far.
Here's the blitz. Allen takes a shot deep, and it's broken up, incomplete. Good coverage down there by Deshaun Durant, the all-conference safety.
It was Cornelius that was running the fade route from the inside, number 1 right there. Decent coverage by Durant. That's a safety coming up on the slot. And that's what you do. If you're out of phase, meaning you're slightly behind the receiver, it's about the eyes and then the ball. When the hands get in position and the eyes light up, you rip for the ball. That was a great job by Deshaun Durant.
Durant's 7 career interceptions. He's a playmaker back there. NIU bringing pressure again. Allen's pass caught by Hatcher, and he's out of bounds, about a yard shy of the first down marker. About 8.5 on the place, 3rd down.
Anish, you talked about the pressure. 2 extra coming to the top side, which is the field side. Brandon Allen understanding he doesn't have a lot of time, and he has to bang that one out there. Good anticipation of the pressure and a really nice throw.
Hatcher now with a catch in 8 straight games. He entered play leading the team in receiving yards with 89, but he had more rushing yards. That tells the story of this Arkansas offense. Williams up the gut. He picks up a first down. And Jonathan Williams to the 10-yard line, a gain of 6. Coming up on the ESPNU College Football Halftime Report, Brendan Fitzgerald, Jason Sehorn, and Charles Arbuckle in studio. They'll get you caught up on Florida, Alabama, Missouri going down to Indiana, a shocker in the SEC. And can Mississippi State end that 14-game losing streak against LSU?
Mizzou game was in Columbia, right?
It was in Columbia. Mizzou, the defending SEC East champion. Allen flushed, chased by Meehan. Throws in the end zone, touchdown, Cornelius.
The one thing that impresses me about Brandon Allen right now is the timely feet. His accuracy has gone up because his understanding has gone up, but timely feet. He gets outside the pocket, avoids pressure. Do I have a throw? Yes, I do, to Cornelius in the back of the end zone, or throw that ball away. That was a great decision because he used his feet properly.
How much does that play speak to the maturation and evolution of Brandon Allen at the quarterback position?
I think it says everything about that. It's his second year in the system, and his understanding has gone way up. But remember last year he had the bad shoulder and didn't practice a lot. We can see right here, going through his progression, and now I have a reason to escape. Don't get out prematurely and extend the play. If I have a throw, which he does right there, take advantage of it. But remember, he was learning a new system last year. Didn't get a practice really at all during the week because of his bad shoulder, and I think that greatly impeded his maturation a year ago, but you're seeing the advancement this year. That was a job well done by Brandon Allen.
16 pass attempts in this first half after just 17 total pass attempts the last 2 weeks. Brett Bielema told us a funny story that he brought Brandon Allen to his radio show, and he was asked about running the ball, especially the last 2 weeks, and Allen kind of responded, you know, I didn't come to Fayetteville just to hand the ball off. Then looked at Brett Bielema.
Amen, brother, amen. You gotta throw it once in a while.
Here's Turner, who's got a touchdown already for Northern Illinois. And he's across the 25-yard line to about the 28. NIU with one timeout, 42 seconds to go here in this first half. This is an offense that goes quickly.
And they burnt one of their timeouts on that last drive by Arkansas. I don't really know why they chose to do that, because Arkansas wasn't going to use one of their timeouts. They must have had to regroup. Very short time right here. You obviously don't want to make a mistake, but if you can come up with a couple of successful plays on the perimeter outside where you can stop the clock, then you can try to get something done.
Stingley gets the call on first down, takes it across the 30 to the 32, a gain of 4. And let's see if NIU decides to do anything with this possession.
They certainly don't seem like they're willing to take a chance, and it's very conservative. To win on the road, you have to take calculated chances, and I think with your quarterback playing well here today, one timeout, try to make something happen, but they're obviously choosing not to do that right now.
Something to remember in the second half of the Texas Tech game. The Red Raiders only got the ball 3 times and possessed it for a total of 6 minutes and 5 seconds. Northern Illinois will get the ball first, but they're down by 3 scores going into the locker room.
Yeah, they desperately would need to make something happen with the opening drive of the second half.
Arkansas with a touchdown on special teams, another from its defense, and then 2 from the offense. Jonathan Williams, a touchdown run, and Brandon Allen finding Jared Cornelius in the end zone late in that first half. Let's go down to Kara.
Coach, Arkansas scored in all 3 facets of the game there in that first half. How did the team perform compared to your expectations?
Well, we did some good things, but as we've learned this year, it's a 4-quarter game. I like the way our guys prepared this week. They got into our game plan. I thought carried through this first half, but we gotta capitalize on every opportunity we get, just not 75%.
What would you like to see specifically improve?
Well, we're gonna start off on defense. Obviously, we didn't end very well there. We just gotta get lined up. We had a big hit inside in the run game. We know that's how they like to start their bread and butter, so we'll get it rolling and play our style of football.
Thanks, Coach. Anish?
Your score at the half here in Fayetteville, Arkansas 28, Northern Illinois 7. Let's get you to the studio and Brendan Fitzgerald.
Pay attention to see how you could get $1,000 in your bank account tomorrow.
So I was having money issues and living paycheck to paycheck when the car I was using every day to get to work broke down. That's when I found WeFixMoney.com. WeFixMoney.com was quick and easy, and they got me $900 in my bank account the next day. They have a nationwide network of lenders who are available and willing to help people like you and me get cash fast.
Use it for car repairs, unexpected bills, or to hold you over till your next payday. So if you're over 18 with a monthly income of at least $800, call or log on now to WeFixMoney.com and you can get up to $1,000 in your bank account in as little as 24 hours. It takes just 2 minutes to apply and costs you nothing. Customer service is available 24 hours a day.
Trust me. Trust them. Log on to WeFixMoney.com.
Call 877-76-WeFix or log on to WeFixMoney.com today.
Wednesday night, volleyball takes over the SEC network. Follow your favorite teams as they battle for net supremacy against some of the best talent in women's volleyball, with all eyes focused on the SEC championship. This Wednesday, the Crimson Tide roll into Athens to take on the Bulldogs. Alabama, Georgia, tonight at 7, only on the SEC Network.
Non-stop football takes over Saturday on the SEC Network. First, fighting to stay alive in the SEC East, the Commodores and Wildcats square off in bluegrass country. Then, following a shocking loss, Les Miles' Tigers look to rebound at Death Valley against New Mexico State. Vanderbilt, Kentucky at noon. Presented by Allstate. And New Mexico State LSU at 7:30, Saturday, only on the SEC Network.
SEC soccer fires up the South Thursday night on the SEC Network. Pivotal matchups highlight an action-packed schedule all season long. As the best soccer players in the conference go head-to-head on the road to the SEC Championship. This week, the dominant Razorbacks challenge the Ole Miss Rebels to a shootout in Oxford. Arkansas, Ole Miss, Thursday at 7, only on the SEC Network.
It's halftime here at Razorback Stadium. Don't forget Friday on ESPNU, it's College Football Daily, The Edge. Team trends, player breakdowns, key stats, and injury updates. We'll give you all the information you need to know heading into the weekend of college football. It's The Edge, 1 p.m. Fridays on ESPNU. We're back with the second half in a moment.
Technicians needed. The transportation industry is growing, and auto tech careers are expected to grow 17% between 2010 and 2020. Your training starts here at Universal Technical Institute. If you're good with your hands and want to work on the world's best brands, UTI partners with the best in the industry because they need our professionally trained techs working in their shops.
UTI students, they come more prepared.
We exclusively hire UTI grads because our experience has been so positive. We only hire UTI graduates. That is our preferred method of hiring.
It's the next level of technician.
In fact, 4 out of 5 UTI grads get jobs.
I like my job because I love the new technology and learning every single day on the job with all the master technicians.
I love to come into work every day. You get jobs that are really fun, replacing motors, doing turbos. There's a lot of different things. That's what I love about it. It's not the same thing every day.
Your new career starts your first day at UTI. Are you ready? Call now.
At Regions Bank, we're here to help you move your life forward. But managing money correctly can be tough, especially for college students. That's why we sometimes bring in some extra help.
Young lady, you're way too smart to hit that order button. $750 on a dress that'll be out of style by next week? And what, you might wear it 2, 3 times tops?
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, I probably am right.
Regions, official bank of the SEC.
Saturday, number 5 Auburn soars to the SEC Network. With no match to their pounding ground attack, Gus Malzahn's young Tigers are once again a dominant force. Coming off a big non-conference win on the road, they look to take care of business at home against Louisiana Tech. Louisiana Tech, Auburn, Saturday at 4, only on the SEC Network.
Welcome back to ESPNU College Football, presented by 5 Hour Energy. From Fayetteville, Arkansas, it's the SEC on ESPN. Arkansas with a 28-7 lead after 30 minutes of play. The Razorbacks coming off the biggest win in the Brett Bielema era. That was a beating of Texas Tech last week. For NIU, the rush game hasn't really been there in the first half. What does Northern Illinois have to do to get back into this game?
Well, I think, first of all, this first drive of the second half is vitally important for them, but they have to reestablish the run game. I think they like their matchup outside. That's where they're going to that perimeter screen game is kind of an extension of their run game, but they have to test the tackle box in the run game here in the second half.
Let's go down to Kara Capuano.
Well, guys, I just talked to Rod Carey, and the other two things that he pointed to, Kelly, he said they've got to stop shooting themselves in the foot. The kickoff return, the penalties, uncharacteristic. If you take away those two touchdowns, it's only a 14-7 game.
No question, part of NIU's success on the road has been winning the turnover battle. Northern Illinois has won 26 consecutive regular season games, 17 straight true road games. Let's take a look at the Taco Bell game track. Arkansas took the opening kick, 97 yards. That was Corliss Marshall, and then Darius Philon, the scoop and the score. It was the Razorback defense. Jonathan Williams, he's so tough to bring down. Made it 21-0 Arkansas. And then right before the half, how about Brandon Allen under pressure, really showing his maturity as a passer.
Yeah, both quarterbacks actually, and these played really well in the first half. And that Arkansas run game typically pays dividends in the second half when they've just absolutely worn out the opposing defense.
Drew Hare was looking for somebody to hand the ball off to. Nobody was there. And he's tackled by Trey Flowers right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I think Drew Hare's running back goes the wrong way. This is supposed to be a quarterback read, but where's the running back? Fake the fly sweep and no running back to fake it to. And then Trey Flowers just knows what to do, and with his athleticism just closes and cleans it up.
Joel Buonio now into the game at running back for NIU. Trips left as Turner and Breskison slide over. Here's Buonio. Gets through the line of scrimmage, maybe get a yard, and it's 3rd down and 9.
And you see NIU early in this second half going to the inside run game much more than they did to start the first half. I think you have to test it there and then expand things to the outside. The perimeter pass game, you know you have that as they line up right now and go an empty backfield.
Four-man rush from Arkansas. Flag on the play.
There's a flag on the play. Prior to the snap, false start, 78 offense, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Well, Anish Kara talked about Rob Carey his team shooting themselves in the foot in the first half, and both of these teams are typically very low penalized, but Kara was right. In the first half, the mistakes were typically out of NIU.
And this is not the start the Huskies wanted on their first drive of the second half. Hare on 3rd and long, and he underthrew Breskison, so 3 and out for Northern Illinois. And we all remember what happened last week when Arkansas played Texas Tech. In that second half, all the Razorbacks did was run the ball and chew up clock. The Red Raiders had the ball for a total of 6 minutes and 5 seconds, and they only had 3 possessions.
Yeah, with Arkansas's ability to run the ball offensively, you're not guaranteed many touches. And so NIU has to be thinking about that. There's no doubt.
DJ Dean waiting back at his own 41-yard line for the Hogs. Dean lets this one bounce, fields it on a hop, and is tackled immediately. Liddell Fleming with a terrific special teams play, a 51-yard punt. Arkansas will have it when we come back.
I'm calling calling in regards about my mother, and I'm here, and I just want to thank you because it saved my mother's life yesterday. And I'd like to know the names of the people that came in and saved her so I could call and thank them. And she's doing fine. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you.
When you fall and cannot get up, an accident can turn into a tragedy. But with Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast. Life Alert saves a person from a catastrophe every 10 minutes.
Life Alert is a lifesaver. If it weren't for Life Alert, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-593-9021. That's 1-800-593-9021. Call now, 1-800-593-9021. For a free brochure, call 1-800-593-9021.
We're together, even when we're apart. I'm connected to your voice, flowing to my heart. Out in the distance, I see you off somewhere. I head in your direction. I'll meet you halfway there. You're the one that
Meet the one you've been missing at the largest dating site for Black singles, blackpeoplemeet.com. Start today for free.
Wednesday night, volleyball takes over the SEC network. Follow your favorite teams as they battle for net supremacy against some of the best talent in women's volleyball, with all eyes focused on the SEC championship. This Wednesday, the Crimson Tide roll into Athens to take on the Bulldogs. Alabama, Georgia, tonight at 7, only on the SEC network. SEC soccer fires up the South Thursday night on the SEC network. Pivotal matchups highlight an action-packed schedule all season long, as the best soccer players in the conference go head-to-head on the road to the SEC championship. This week, the dominant Razorbacks challenge the Ole Miss Rebels to a shootout in Oxford. Arkansas, Ole Miss, Thursday at 7, only on the SEC network.
Time now for our championship drive update, brought to you by Dr. Pepper. On Thursday night in Manhattan, Auburn, despite some struggles offensively, able to hold off Kansas State. Nick Marshall, a couple of touchdown passes. Mississippi State, as we speak, leading LSU 17-3. In Florida State, without Jameis Winston, who is now suspended for the entire game, leading Clemson 3-0 in Tallahassee.
And you can see right there, Sean McGuire not off to a great start.
There's been a lot of chatter, and Arkansas Athletic Director Jeff Long is the head of the College Football Playoff Committee, but a lot of chatter of how the committee would view Florida State if they were to lose this game without Jameis Winston. First down for the Hogs. Here's Jonathan Williams. He tries the middle, pushes his way across the 40 to the 43-yard line. A gain of 7, 2nd and 3. Back to the point on Winston. If Florida State loses, Clemson is in the same division as Florida State. The Seminoles would then need to lose, or then they would need Clemson to lose twice in the ACC just to get to the ACC title game. I don't think there's going to be an ACC team in the college football playoff who doesn't play for the ACC championship. So that could be a potential knockout game for Florida State tonight. As Corliss Marshall tripped up. Good play in the backfield by Michael Santa Catarina. Big defensive possession here for NIU if they can get the ball back.
Yeah, I agree. NIU's offense didn't make anything happen with that first possession, which we thought was vitally important. So to get off the field here defensively, you have Arkansas in the down and distance that's in your favor if you're NIU defensively.
Huskies showing some pressure. Now they'll back off. Allen's pass near sideline, almost intercepted in the direction of Williams. Paris Logan got in there to break it up.
And Williams was split out wide, and NIU was bringing pressure, and that was kind of the outlet receiver, and that was almost disastrous. You could see Williams just going out wide from his running back position Logan breaks on that ball. That was kind of an outlet pressure type of throw, but it was a little late and inside. That could have been a big play for NIU defensively.
First 3 and out for Arkansas since week 1 against Auburn. There's Chad Beebe. And he gets mauled at the 14-yard line.
Well, Beebe does a great job of hanging on to this, but not a great job of diagnosing where the traffic is coming from. He has his dad's speed, but he also has his dad's toughness as he wears his dad Don's number as well. But wow, that was a violent collision.
Couldn't run away from that one.
No, speed did not help there.
Jeremy Sprinkle with the tackle, and a new quarterback for Northern Illinois. They've gone to Anthony Maddie. Maybe looking for a spark. Maddie will keep it on the read option. And he's tackled right at the line of scrimmage. Flowers led the pursuit for Arkansas.
And Anise, that's the difference with Maddie in the game, is the quarterback zone read game is a viable option with the quarterback being a viable runner. It's not so much the case with Drew Hare in that quarterback read system.
Maddie has played in every game against UNLV. He only got 1 series and didn't throw the ball. Throws it here. Deron Brown has nowhere to go. He got maybe a half yard, and it's another 3rd and long for Northern Illinois, and that's been the story of the day offensively for the Huskies.
Well, you talked about it with NIU bring in Maddie to try to shake things up a little bit, and I think that's what you're seeing right here. Rod Carey talked about the fact that they didn't know when they would use him or even if they would use him, but in a situation like this, I like that idea.
Maddie, the Western Michigan transfer, gets right back to the line of scrimmage, and another 3 and out for NIU.
And it certainly isn't Drew Hare's job yet. I think he's played most consistently out of this. Nice numbers in the first half, but this offense has been stagnant by and large, and Maddie coming into the game right there did not help matters.
Weedle, who doubles as both the place kicker and the punter, drops this one at the 50, and it takes an NIU bounce as the ball hugged that far sideline. That's a 53-yard punt. The Huskies make a change at quarterback, but they could not change the result. 2 3 and outs for NIU to start the second half.
I know people like you sitting right where you're sitting thinking exactly what you're thinking. Like, how the heck do I find a job, start a career, or even change careers? And in this tough economy, you got to think harder and smarter. So here's the deal. There's only one place that people like this go when they're serious about a future as an auto technician. That's Universal Technical Institute. UTI gives you real-world hands-on training in classrooms like this, equipped by the industry's top manufacturers. We know how you want to learn, and we teach you in a way that clicks. So the technology you learn here is the same technology you'll use every day when you're working. The best brands in the industry partner with UTI. It's because they want UTI grads in their shops when they graduate. 4 out of 5 UTI grads get jobs in their field of study. UTI's tech training for people who are serious about being the best in the business. If you're motivated and ready to work, let's talk. Give us a call and we'll talk about UTI programs, campuses, and even financial aid. Your new career starts your first day at UTI. Are you ready? Call now.
This is a national healthcare alert from the Health Hotline. If you, a family member, or a loved one suffers from knee pain and have Medicare as your primary insurance, we've got great news. You could qualify for a pain-relieving knee brace at little or no cost to you. Get free delivery, and all the paperwork is handled by our accredited suppliers at no charge to you. If you're on Medicare and have knee pain, don't wait. You may qualify to immediately receive a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost. Friendly agents are standing by 24/7 to help you. Call the health hotline right now for details toll-free. Our friendly representatives are standing by now to take your call. We also have other pain-relieving braces available for shoulder, ankle, and your back. You may be eligible to receive these items and more at little or no cost to you as well. Call right now for details toll-free.
Operators are standing by. Call 800-308-6729. That's 800-308-6729. Again, 800-308-6729. That's 800-308-6729.
Kaya growing up a little bit, that true freshman quarterback.
I know you saw him in the season opener against Louisville, like the potential there.
No doubt about it. As he grows and they allow him to do more, I think he'll be capable of doing a lot more as the season goes along.
Alex Collins on first down, the reigning SEC Offensive Player of the Week, gets right back to the line of scrimmage. You know, when you look at Arkansas's place in the SEC, they're in the West Division entering this week. Arkansas was the only team in the West with a loss, and that was to Auburn, a fellow SEC West team. But given what we've seen in the SEC, you saw Missouri go down to Indiana. Even Auburn looked a little shaky at Kansas State. Florida loses to Alabama. Certainly the Razorbacks have Texas A&M last week. LSU's down to Mississippi State. The Hogs might be able to give some teams trouble in that West Division. Off play action, Allen incomplete, intended for Hatcher, and it's 3rd and 9.
Yeah, I agree with you about Arkansas. I think what Brett Bielema is doing here is building a program that's predicated on that power run we talked about with a massive offensive line, just like he did at Wisconsin. I think it presents a look that they don't see in conference right now to this extent. They could be vastly improved and still not finish much higher in the SEC West.
It is a gauntlet of that division, and really, you look at NIU, this is a quality non-conference opponent, and the schedule only gets tougher from here for Arkansas. Allen on 3rd down, pass over the middle, and that's caught. Cody Hollister, a gain of 16, it's a 1st down.
Hollister ran a tremendous route. You can see at the top, matched up on Paris Logan. Watch the shake right there. He has a safety over the top, and what you need to do is get the press defender behind you, and then you run your route essentially off the safety. Job well done by Cody Hollister.
Williams stood up at midfield, a gain of 3. You go back to that 3rd down. Tough pill to swallow for NIU. You've got Arkansas on 3rd and 9. You've got a chance to force a second straight 3 and out, and instead, Arkansas beats you in the passing game.
That's a perfect point, because I think two things make Arkansas much better offensively this year. Their offensive line have that synergy you talked about. They understand the scheme. They're getting fits in that run game, but Brandon Allen in the pass game, when you get in those 3rd and longer situations, he's much more capable this season.
Here's Williams. And another 3rd down coming up for Arkansas. Another chance for this Northern Illinois defense as the Huskies try to claw back into this game.
And that run out of offensive coordinator Jim Chaney was just a maintenance run to try to get in 3rd in their wheelhouse. They didn't quite make it. 3rd and about 4 right here is kind of a run-pass type of option most teams throw out of this down and distance.
Arkansas very good on 3rd down so far, 6 out of 9. Allen again with time, wants Hatcher. And Keon Hatcher able to haul it in for another 1st down. So give Brandon Allen credit. The junior with a couple of big 3rd down conversions through the air.
And watch him drive the ball as Hatcher goes to the corner, and Derby, the tight end, had gone to the flat. Out of that bunch formation, which they can sweep outside with the run, they can trap back inside with the run, or they can run that route right there. You have a corner, you have a flat, and a very good throw by Allen.
5 catches for Hatcher. He had just 4 on the season entering play. Collins pushes past the 30-yard line of the 29.
And Anish, that's what we're seeing. The bunch formation that time was to the left, and they hurry up, quick snap it, and run the pitch. And they see how the defense is going to adjust to that. And they have a trap back inside, and then they have a play action pass off of that. All of that stuff is very, very difficult to defend. Very good complementary passes or routes by this offense.
A little trickeration. That's Cornelius, who's got a touchdown reception. And Cornelius takes it to the 23-yard line. There is a flag on the play.
I think Paris Logan is going to get called for the personal foul, late hit, out of bounds late on Jared Cornelius. Right now, Arkansas offensively doesn't need help.
Play, personal foul, late hit out of bounds, 29 of the defense. Half the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
Paris Logan is hustling over there, but it's the late hit. And I don't know about that. I didn't see a whole lot out of Paris Logan, to tell you the truth.
That looked benign.
Yeah, I totally agree. That's a good word for it. Good time to keep your flag in your pocket.
And Ron Carey told Kara coming out of the locker room, you got to cut down on the penalties. That's a tough one to take, but 7 penalties now on the Huskies. There's Williams at the big right side, takes it up the middle, gets inside the 10-yard line, a gain of 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
And he used the word benign on this penalty, and he is a long ways out of bounds, but it actually was Marlon Moore. I think that's the thing. Marlon Moore came in there to do some damage. I don't think that was Paris Logan. I think they just simply had the wrong guy.
Yeah, that was a fair call on Moore. Logan.
Not so benign on Marlon Moore.
No, malignant. On 2nd and 2, here's Williams. And he's got a first down for Arkansas, and 4-down territory here as it's 1st and goal for the Hogs.
Now this is all about what Arkansas wants to do offensively. They have a bunch of mass in there right now. They have a fullback, a couple of tight ends. We talked about their offensive line, and then it's just a matter of getting a push. Three tight ends in the game to go along with that massive offensive line.
Williams had 4 touchdowns last week. Has 1 today. The ball comes out. Had the whistle been blown, though? Yes. Arkansas will keep it 2nd and goal.
And that's what you have to do against the bodies up front. If you're NIU, you just have to get penetration. And NIU is built defensively to get penetration via movement, and that's certainly what they need right now. The lowest pad level, short yardage, goal line typically wins.
11th play of this drive. Here's Collins. Well, he went the other way. And everybody, including the cameraman, fooled. And Brandon Allen goes in for the score. I mean, nobody saw you on the ball.
Almost unfair because the defense has to sell out against the run. Very, very good ball handling by Brandon Allen. Somewhat a lost art at the quarterback position. He had 2 receivers in the end zone, but nobody was covering the quarterback.
With this mammoth offensive line, 2nd and goal from about the 2-yard line. Who's thinking Arkansas is doing anything but running it up the middle?
Lean on that offensive line and then boot the quarterback. There should be a rule against that.
Pay attention to see how you could get $1,000 in your bank account tomorrow.
So I was having money issues and living paycheck to paycheck when the car I was using every day to get to work broke down. That's when I found WeFixMoney.com. WeFixMoney.com was quick and easy, and they got me $900 in my bank account the next day. They have a nationwide network of lenders who are available and willing to help people like you and me get cash fast.
Use it for car repairs, unexpected bills, or to hold you over till your next payday. So if you're over 18 with a monthly income of at least $800, call or log on now to WeFixMoney.com and you can get up to $1,000 in your bank account in as little as 24 hours. It takes just 2 minutes to apply and costs you nothing. Customer service is available 24 hours a day.
Trust me. Trust them. Log on to WeFixMoney.com.
Call 877-76-WeFix or log on to WeFixMoney.com today.
Non-stop football takes over Saturday on the SEC Network. First, fighting to stay alive in the SEC East, the Commodores and Wildcats square off in Bluegrass Country. Then, following a shocking loss, Les Miles' Tigers look to rebound at Death Valley against New Mexico State. Vanderbilt, Kentucky at noon. Presented by Allstate. And New Mexico State LSU at 7:30, Saturday, only on the SEC Network.
SEC soccer fires up the South Thursday night on the SEC Network. Pivotal matchups highlight an action-packed schedule all season long. As the best soccer players in the conference go head-to-head on the road to the SEC Championship. This week, the dominant Razorbacks challenge the Ole Miss Rebels to a shootout in Oxford. Arkansas, Ole Miss, Thursday at 7, only on the SEC Network.
ESPNU College Football Primetime is brought to you by State Farm. For auto, home, life, and banking, get to a better state.
(35-7), Arkansas on top of Northern Illinois. And the Razorbacks able to chew up some clock on that last drive. Only 3:34 to go here in the third quarter. Brandon Allen on the quarterback keeper.
Good ball handling. That's a lost art. Now, I want quarterbacks to learn how to handle the ball on play fakes. And that was about as good as it gets right there.
You look at him in the NFL. Peyton Manning does it about as well as anybody.
He's a master at it.
And Allen hit the ball, had the entire defense fooled. Turner won't run this out. NIU ball from its own 25-yard line. Let's go back to the touchdown. You'll see how well Brandon Allen sells the play fake.
Well, you're loaded up with a run look. 2 tight ends, a big fullback, and then it's the play action to boot that way. I mean, the ball handling, you turn your back on the defense, and they have no idea where the ball is.
As we said before going to break, in NIU's defense, at the 2-yard line, that's the last play you're expecting, right?
Oh, absolutely. That's why it looks like that. You have to sell out against the run down deep like that.
Joel Boigneau right back to the line of scrimmage. Drew Hare back into the game at quarterback for Northern Illinois. Anthony Maddie got the last series. Rod Carey told us this week quarterback competition isn't over. Matt McIntosh started the first 2 games. He's out, though, 4 to 6 weeks with a lower body injury. And this is Hare's second straight start, but Maddie has seen time. And that pass well short of its intended target, 3rd and 10.
Anish, you brought this up. You know, with the way Arkansas controls the football, how many touches does NIU have left? And they're not exactly built to throw the ball successfully to win games, but they may not have a choice right here.
They're down by 4 scores. They may not have 4 possessions in this game.
You might be exactly right.
Hare's throw, that's caught near sideline by Ezra Saffold. And he's tackled by Tevin Mitchell. It's short of the first down. And let's see if NIU will go for it from here. Still too early in the game, so the punting unit coming on.
Yeah, that wasn't very well thrown by Drew Hare. That's the thing that Hare has to get better at, is he has to be anticipatory as a quarterback. You have to throw your guys open. Don't wait for your receiver to run a route and get open. Throw him open where he can run with the football after the catch.
Weedle, it's a fake punt. And Arkansas stops him shy of the first down marker. Turnover on downs.
And Anish, Arkansas's bench had this diagnosed from the beginning. They were yelling at the direction that they thought the fake was going to go. The outbacks, which are all offensive linemen, try to block that way, but that was poorly designed and didn't have a chance from the beginning.
I always wonder in those situations, if the plan is to go for it all along, is that something you start thinking about on third down, or if it's fourth and short, just bring your offense out on the field?
That's my point right there. I don't want the punter trying to pick up an important first down for me. Get my offensive guys out there, call the best play you have and take your chances if that's what you want to do. That fooled no one.
And now Arkansas working with a short field, up by 4 touchdowns.
You can hear Brandon Allen just getting everything in order on the line of scrimmage.
Allen, plenty of time off the play action. That's caught near sideline Kendrick Edwards. A gain of 14.
And once again, the ball handling. Run the football so effectively and violently like Arkansas does, and then the play action pass game is lethal. Edwards runs a nice route, just gets to the sideline, and really was uncovered because of the sob coverage on the back end by NIU.
Allen, 21 pass attempts tonight, 4 more than he had the last 2 weeks. So he got his wish. He got to throw it more than he has against Nicholls State and Texas Tech.
And the way he's thrown it, I'd let him throw it more.
That's a great sign for Arkansas. Big hit that time by Perez Ford as Williams loses to second and long. Perez Ford, undersized DN, only about 228. And when you think about the challenge NIU faced up front, 4 new starters on that defensive line against what's probably one of the best offensive lines in college football.
Yeah, and Perez is their pressure guy, most consistent edge rusher, but we haven't heard a lot about him tonight. He's right up here.
Allen gives it to Collins. Alex Collins bounces to the outside. And again, with Collins, you continue to see the patience, the trust in that offensive line to create the holes.
The patience coupled with the vision. Watch the guys up front find their landmarks on their targets, and then the vision. Patience, and then the vision to jump outside. I mean, that is going to be hard to handle, even in the vaunted SEC West.
Collins came into the game leading the SEC in rushing. Looks like we got a bit of a wildcat look as Allen is split wide. Direct snap to Collins. He picks up a first down, gets a great block. That was A.J. Derby. Some nice work on the outside with his block.
And really just catching NIU sleeping a little bit. The bunch formation to the top, your best runner right now is Alex Collins, catching the direct snap. And once again, the guys out in that bunch formation also know how to find their targets. Very well coached in the run game.
We've reached the end of the third quarter here in Fayetteville. Collins 79 yards on the ground. Jonathan Williams has 69 and a touchdown. It has been all Arkansas.
Turn down for what? Turn down for what? Turn down for what? Turn down for what?
Are you finally going to join us outside the north end zone? I'm not trying to brag, but my dry rub is pretty legendary.
Come on, Billy. You know it's the quality of this meat that's going to make your tailgate.
I know a few things about barbecue. You need both, the right meat and the right kick. I might just have to come try some of your dry rub on Saturday.
If you live SEC football, you'll love SEC Nation. Saturday at 10 a.m. on the SEC Network, presented by AT&T.
Wednesday night, volleyball takes over the SEC Network. Follow your favorite teams as they battle for net supremacy against some of the best talent in women's volleyball, with all eyes focused on the SEC Championship. This Wednesday, the Crimson Tide roll into Athens to take on the Bulldogs. Alabama, Georgia, tonight at 7, only on the SEC Network.
Saturday, number 5 Auburn soars to the SEC Network. With no match to their pounding ground attack, Gus Malzahn's young Tigers are once again a dominant force. Coming off a big non-conference win on the road, they look to take care of business at home against Louisiana Tech. Louisiana Tech, Auburn, Saturday at 4, only on the SEC Network.
SEC soccer fires up the South Thursday night on the SEC Network. Pivotal matchups highlight an action-packed schedule all season long, as the best soccer players in the conference go head-to-head on the road to the SEC Championship. This week, the dominant Razorbacks challenge the Ole Miss Rebels to a shootout in Oxford. Arkansas, Ole Miss, Thursday at 7, only on the SEC Network.
Arkansas entered play averaging almost 8 yards per carry, the top mark in the FBS, well below that today, but it's been a balanced offensive effort. The Razorbacks have had help from special teams and defense. Both units have contributed a touchdown, and it's 35-7 as we start the fourth quarter. First and goal. Alex Collins got about a yard, and second and goal coming up.
Well, as we've already seen, we need to alert Boot right here. Play action pass Boot. As the defense has to get lathered up and really sell out against the run. And we've seen that Brandon Allen has really, really good ball handling right now.
If you're a defender on the NIU side, that naked bootleg that Brandon Allen called, how much does that have you, how much is that in your head right now? It's a toss to Collins. Is that in the back of your head when you're anticipating power run?
It's really all about reading your keys, which you hear coaches talk all the time about keeping your eyes right. You have keys defensively. You recognize what offensive linemen are doing. Are they pass blocking or doing all those things? Is a tight end blocking, or is he releasing for a route? If your eyes get off where they're supposed to be, that's when you get into trouble.
Tight formation, play action. Allen, he'll take off. They won't get very far. Good job that time by the NIU defense. Sean Folliard made the tackle, and it's 4th and goal.
And it's really about the perimeter defenders, and that was a really good job by Pierce Logan right there. You anticipate run, but you rally and recognize pass, and that's exactly what he did. Sell out against the run, but peel against the pass. 29 at the top of the screen right there. And his receiver just simply goes out for a route, but he has to have run recognition inside, but you have to have pass coverage, in that case, out in the corner.
21-yard field goal attempt for John Henson, a former walk-on who was put on scholarship before the season. Makes it 38-7. The Razorbacks in full control.
I won this HD TV for less than $50 on Quibbitz.
I won my iPad for $87.13.
These are real customers who got unbeatable deals on Quibbitz.com.
I won this Canon DSLR camera for just $21.
Save up to 90% on brand new products like iPads, HD TVs, and appliances.
The first time I tried Quibbitz, I was skeptical, but I won the first item I bid on.
That's QUIBIDS.com. Visit Quibbitz.com now.
Wednesday night, volleyball takes over the SEC network. Follow your favorite teams as they battle for net supremacy against some of the best talent in women's volleyball, with all eyes focused on the SEC championship. This Wednesday, the Crimson Tide roll into Athens to take on the Bulldogs. Alabama, Georgia, tonight at 7, only on the SEC network.
Getting into the playoff, it's just going to come down to the Texas
Just going to come down to the Oklahoma game.
The USC game.
The Notre Dame game. Just gonna come down to the Ohio State game.
Man, I hate Ohio State.
Who do we hate?
Ohio State!
This is a national healthcare alert from the Health Hotline. If you, a family member, or a loved one suffers from knee pain and have Medicare as your primary insurance, we've got great news. You could qualify for a pain-relieving knee brace at little or no cost to you. Get free delivery, and all the paperwork is handled by our accredited suppliers at no charge to you. If you're on Medicare and have knee pain, don't wait. You may qualify to immediately receive a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost. Friendly agents are standing by 24/7 to help you. Call the Health Hotline right now for details toll-free. Our friendly representatives are standing by now to take your call. We also have other pain-relieving braces available for shoulder, ankle, and your back. You may be eligible to receive these items and more at little or no cost to you as well. Call right now for details toll-free.
Operators are standing by. Call 800-308-6729. That's 800-308-6729. Again, 800-308-6729. That's 800-308-6729.
Mississippi State looking to snap a 14-game losing streak to LSU. Here in Fayetteville, Arkansas all over NIU. And for the Huskies, this is a feeling they haven't had much in the last 4 years. Turner gets to the 25-yard line.
Turner on the return to the 25-yard line.
Sunday, the Sprint Cup Series comes to New Hampshire. It's the Sylvania 300, the second race of the Challenger round. Points leader Brad Keselowski will start on the pole. He won the championship in 2012, and he's looking to win his third consecutive race. Northern Illinois has won 49 games since the start of the 2010 season. Only 10 losses. Only Oregon in that span has more wins in major college football. Cameron Stingley on first down, a big guy. A couple of nice moves. He gets to the 31. It's a gain of 6. Denise Schroff, Kelly Stauffer, Kara Capuano, and overall, Kelly, Northern Illinois came in averaging better than 320 yards per game on the ground. They just cracked 40 with that last run.
Yeah, they have 42 right now, and I think that's what the game is about. Arkansas has done really well at their strength, which is rushing. NIU simply hasn't done that.
Drew Hare, middle of the field. He's got Deron Brown, and he drops it.
And it's a lot of near misses like that. Deron Brown is running the post, turned Alan Turner, number 27, completely around and just tries to run through that catch instead of making sure you secure the ball properly and then run with the football. Big missed opportunity, Anish.
That's caught, and that's a first down. Christian Blake, the freshman, a gain of 9.
Hare's pass complete to Christian Blake. He stops at the 39-yard line.
Well, we talked about the rushing totals tonight versus what Northern Illinois had been doing. And it is a far cry, 42 compared to 325. Hare keeps this. Hare across midfield, and he's got some nifty moves. Into Arkansas territory to the 42-yard line.
That was a true quarterback zone read, and the defensive end crashes down to the running back, and Hare does a nice job of bouncing it outside. Very good read by Hare there.
Low snap, Stingley. Takes the tackler with him to the 35-yard line, brought down by Braylon Mitchell.
A little bit of room up front as we see the up-tempo. You know, NIU's offense hasn't been real successful tonight, so we haven't seen a lot of the up-tempo. You have to extend drives in order to go fast.
Here's Turner. He drops it, and it's ruled incomplete. Passes a couple of feet over to the right. That's not an incompletion. That's a fumble.
Yeah, that was almost behind him. Darius Philon and number 94 Johnson are undersized defensive tackles, but doing a really good job inside, mixing it up against NIU's run game. Haven't allowed anything to get established.
On 3rd and 3, it's Stingley up the middle. He's got some room. Stingley plows over a defender and gets inside the 20-yard line. Finally brought down by Rohan Gaines.
I just mentioned Darius Philon, number 91, jumps inside and misses the tackle. He's standing right in the hole and didn't have his head up.
That's not a guy you want coming at you at full speed.
He knows how to finish a run, no doubt.
Stingley again. And he's tackled in the backfield by Martrell Spate. After last week's game against Texas Tech, Brett Bielema said Spate was his defensive MVP. He had an interception in that game. And really the linebacking unit as a whole looks much improved for Arkansas.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And I think the experience is paying off. And also an infusion of guys like Randy Ramsey, the true freshman.
Hair under pressure, and it's incomplete, intended for Luke Ekus, who tried to bring it in with one hand.
Well, you just got done talking about Martrell Spate, and he was the one that was in the quarterback's face right off the edge. He doesn't go for the fake inside, and Drew Hare can't throw the ball accurately at the other end, trying to get it to Ekus, the tight end, sneaking out into the flat.
4-down territory here. Arkansas bringing heat. Buonyo has an opening, and NIU is on the board. A 15-yard touchdown reception by Buonyo.
Well, you called it out. Arkansas is bringing heat. If you can anticipate pressure, a screen a lot of times is the perfect call, as you saw it right there. Very good anticipation in the play calling for NIU on that one.
Point after by Weedle is good, and NIU still fighting. 10:05 to go in the fourth. Hare, the screen, Buonyo, the catch, the run, and the score.
Technicians needed. The transportation industry is growing, and auto tech careers are expected to grow 17% between 2010 and 2020. Your training starts here at Universal Technical Institute. If you're good with your hands and want to work on the world's best brands, UTI partners with the best in the industry because they need our professionally trained techs working in their shops.
UTI students, they come more prepared.
We exclusively hire UTI grads because our experience has been so positive. We only hire UTI graduates. That is our preferred method of hiring.
It's the next level of technician.
In fact, 4 out of 5 UTI grads get jobs.
I like my job because I love the new technology and learning every single day on the job with all the master technicians.
I love to come into work every day. You get jobs that are really fun, replacing motors, doing turbos. There's a lot of different things. That's what I love about it. It's not the same thing every day.
Your new career starts your first day at UTI. Are you ready? Call now.
Non-stop football takes over Saturday on the SEC Network. First, fighting to stay alive in the SEC East, the Commodores and Wildcats square off in bluegrass country. Then, following a shocking loss, Les Miles' Tigers look to rebound at Death Valley against New Mexico State. Vanderbilt, Kentucky at noon. Presented by Allstate. And New Mexico State LSU at 7:30. Saturday, only on the SEC Network.
Are you finally going to join us outside the north end zone? I'm not trying to brag, but my dry rub is pretty legendary.
Come on, Billy. You know it's the quality of this meat that's going to make your tailgate.
I know a few things about barbecue. You need both, the right meat and the right kick. I might just have to come try some of your dry rub on Saturday.
If you live SEC football, you'll love SEC Nation. Saturday at 10 a.m. on the SEC Network, presented by AT&T.
ESPNU College Football Primetime is presented by 5-Hour Energy Shots and in part by Jeep Grand Cherokee, the most awarded SUV ever.
In DeKalb, it has been the golden age of football. The last 4 years, the 4 winningest in school history for Northern Illinois. The program has gone to 4 straight MAC championship games, winning twice. They went to the Orange Bowl after the 2012 season. Last year, quarterback Jordan Lynch was in New York for the Heisman Trophy presentation, finished 3rd in the voting. NIU trying the onside kick. Ball goes out of bounds, so Arkansas will get it. And you saw the last number, the record, 49-10. Only Oregon has more wins since 2010. The most impressive part of that run is Northern Illinois has done it with 3 different coaches. Jerry Kill in 2010, then Dave Doran for 2 years, and then Rod Carey last year.
Yeah, the continuity through those coaches is what really is impressing me. The ball was kicked out of bounds. We're going to hear that here shortly, I believe.
Free kick out of bounds. Number 25 of the kicking team. That 5-yard penalty would be tacked on to where the ball went out of bounds. First down.
And to be able to continue through the coaches that you talked about, and you see there the road win streaks is on the way to becoming history tonight, but that's the thing. But they know what their program needs in a head coach, and so they have targeted those guys, and that allows you the continuity of scheme, the continuity of the way you recruit allows you to continue on, and they've done a very good job of that.
Rod Carey told us the guy who laid the blueprint for this program was Joe Novak. Novak was succeeded by Jerry Kill. Novak had retired. Wide open, Keon Hatcher downfield. And Arkansas caught NIU napping again with that play-action pass.
Well, Anish, I think NIU's defense was thinking the same thing we were. Run out the clock. And the play-action pass and the really good throw once again on a wide-open receiver and Hatcher. But that's the difference with this offense. Better up front in terms of understanding the scheme, but better execution from the quarterback position. That's what makes him a player, I think, in the SEC West.
Meanwhile, Keon Hatcher, Kelly, entering the game, 4 catches, 89 yards. Tonight, 6 catches for 107. Allen to Hatcher. And Arkansas continues to roll.
Pay attention to see how you could get $1,000 in your bank account tomorrow.
So I was having money issues and living paycheck to paycheck when the car I was using every day to get to work broke down. That's when I found WeFixMoney.com. WeFixMoney.com was quick and easy, and they got me $900 in my bank account the next day. They have a nationwide network of lenders who are available and willing to help people like you and me get cash fast.
Use it for car repairs, unexpected bills, or to hold you over till your next payday. So if you're over 18 with a monthly income of at least $800, call or log on now to WeFixMoney.com and you can get up to $1,000 in your bank account in as little as 24 hours. It takes just 2 minutes to apply and costs you nothing. Customer service is available 24 hours a day.
Trust me. Trust them. Log on to WeFixMoney.com.
Call 877-76-WeFix or log on to WeFixMoney.com today.
Saturday, number 5 Auburn soars to the SEC network. With no match to their pounding ground attack, Gus Malzahn's young Tigers are once again a dominant force. Coming off a big non-conference win on the road, they look to take care of business at home against Louisiana Tech. Louisiana Tech, Auburn, Saturday at 4, only on the SEC Network.
SEC soccer fires up the South Thursday night on the SEC Network. Pivotal matchups highlight an action-packed schedule all season long. As the best soccer players in the conference go head-to-head on the road to the SEC Championship. This week, the dominant Razorbacks challenge the Ole Miss Rebels to a shootout in Oxford. Arkansas, Ole Miss, Thursday at 7, only on the SEC Network.
Celebrating its 8th year sponsoring the Good Hands Field Goal Nets, Allstate makes contributions to participating universities' general scholarship funds for each field goal and extra point kicked. To date, Allstate has contributed more than $3.4 million in scholarship funds. 45-14, all Razorbacks here in Fayetteville. Northern Illinois about to see its 17-game road win streak come to an end. Arkansas with a win tonight would equal its win total from all of 2013. Saffold took it away from Turner, and now Saffold in trouble. Yanked down inside the 15-yard line. Well, we build this as a line of scrimmage game, and Arkansas's offensive line has been unstoppable.
Yeah, and what's so impressive is not only the mass that we've talked about, averaging about 328 pounds up front. Guys like Dan Skipper just get you locked up and put you on the ground. It's the way these big guys move, and they find their targets on the move, which is really impressive. And then the running backs now are tied tightly to the guys up front. And when you get a fit between the offensive line of scrimmage and very capable running backs, you're onto something big here.
Stingley on first down. There is a flag on the play.
Stingley on the carry. There's a flag on the play. Illegal formation, number 83 of the offense, more than 4 in the backfield. 5-yard penalty, repeat first down.
That's on Luke Ekish. Let's take a look at the Arkansas rushing totals. 22 to the left, 119 to the middle, 18 to the right.
Yeah, they keep you honest, but it's right here. This is grown man territory. 29 times right down Broadway.
Hare's got an open receiver. He's got the middle of the field. It's Ekish, the tight end, who ekes out a first down. You know, Ekish was a guy Rod Carey really raved about. He's not going to catch a lot of balls, but he makes this offense go. Rohan Gaines, the injured player for Arkansas.
Yeah, Ekish is their move guy, and they didn't really see it a lot because NIU was relegated to kind of going to the perimeter, and they didn't really like their matchup inside. But Luke Ekish is that guy that kind of adds another run fit, and in that quarterback zone presentation, they've been so effective, especially because of the experience, continuity, offensive line up front, and you haven't seen it much tonight.
Trainers attending to Rohan Gaines, the junior from Bainbridge, Georgia. We're back after this.
I won this HD TV for less than $50 on Quibbitz.
I won my iPad for $87.13.
These are real customers who got unbeatable deals on Quibbitz.com.
I won this Canon DSLR camera for just $21.
Save up to 90% on brand new products like iPads, HD TVs, and appliances.
The first time I tried Quibbitz, I was skeptical, but I won the first item I bid on.
That's QUIBIDS.com. Visit Quibbitz.com now.
Wednesday night, volleyball takes over the SEC Network. Follow your favorite teams as they battle for net supremacy against some of the best talent in women's volleyball, with all eyes focused on the SEC Championship. This Wednesday, the Crimson Tide roll into Athens to take on the Bulldogs. Alabama, Georgia, tonight at 7, only on the SEC Network.
Getting into the playoff, it's just going to come down to the Texas
Just going to come down to the Oklahoma game.
The USC game.
Notre Dame game. Just going to come down to the Ohio State game.
Man, I hate Ohio State.
Who do we hate?
Ohio State!
This is a national healthcare alert from the Health Hotline. If you, a family member, or a loved one suffers from knee pain and have Medicare as your primary insurance, we've got great news. You could qualify for a pain-relieving knee brace at little or no cost to you. Get free delivery, and all the paperwork is handled by our accredited suppliers at no charge to you. If you're on Medicare and have knee pain, don't wait. You may qualify to immediately receive a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost. Friendly agents are standing by 24/7 to help you. Call the health hotline right now for details toll-free. Our friendly representatives are standing by now to take your call. We also have other pain-relieving braces available for shoulder, ankle, and your back. You may be eligible to receive these items and more at little or no cost to you as well. Call right now for details toll-free.
Operators are standing by. Call 800-308-6729. That's 800-308-6729. Again, 800-308-6729. That's 800-308-6729.
Hare keeps this, sheds a tackler to the 29-yard line, a gain of 3.
Nish, you and I were just talking about, whether the quarterback situation at NIU is actually settled. Would this be a good time to get reps for Anthony Matty?
Well, if Rod Carey is true to his word, and he told us the quarterback competition is still ongoing, wouldn't this be a spot to get Matty in and see what he can do against an SEC defense?
Yeah, and the other side of the coin would be, I think it's time for you to decide who the guy is.
Sure.
And right now, Drew Hare is certainly getting most of the snaps, so this is valuable time for him as well. The more snaps, the more reps, the better for number 12.
Nearly intercepted. Broken up by Tevin Mitchell. He was right there along with Turner.
And now that Tevin Mitchell is back and healthy again, he can make plays like this. The experienced senior was dinged up, came in, gave this defense a lift last week against Texas Tech.
Back to your point about Hare, though. Hasn't he done enough to be the guy? It was surprising for us to hear that from Coach Carey, that, hey, he's not settled as a starting quarterback.
Yeah, I completely agree. He played actually really well in this game. They just didn't have a running game to go with his throwing ability.
8:25 to go in regulation. Arkansas up 45-14.
Pay attention to see how you could get $1,000 in your bank account tomorrow.
So I was having money issues and living paycheck to paycheck when the car I was using every day to get to work broke down. That's when I found WeFixMoney.com. WeFixMoney.com was quick and easy, and they got me $900 in my bank account the next day. They have a nationwide network of lenders who are available and willing to help people like you and me get cash fast.
Use it for car repairs, unexpected bills, or to hold you over till your next payday. So if you're over 18 with a monthly income of at least $800, call or log on now to WeFixMoney.com and you can get up to $1,000 in your bank account in as little as 24 hours. It takes just 2 minutes to apply and costs you nothing. Customer service is available 24 hours a day.
Trust me. Trust them. Log on to WeFixMoney.com.
Call 877-76-WeFix or log on to WeFixMoney.com today.
I won this HD TV for less than $50 on Quibbitz.
I won my iPad for $87.13.
These are real customers who got unbeatable deals on Quibbitz.com.
I won this Canon DSLR camera for just $21.
Save up to 90% on brand new products like iPads, HD TVs, and appliances.
The first time I tried Quibbitz, I was skeptical, but I won the first item I bid on.
That's QUIBIDS.com. Visit Quibbitz.com now.
Wednesday night, volleyball takes over the SEC network. Follow your favorite teams as they battle for net supremacy against some of the best talent in women's volleyball, with all eyes focused on the SEC championship. This Wednesday, the Crimson Tide roll into Athens to take on the Bulldogs. Alabama, Georgia, tonight at 7, only on the SEC network. SEC soccer fires up the South Thursday night on the SEC network. Pivotal matchups highlight an action-packed schedule all season long, as the best soccer players in the conference go head-to-head on the road to the SEC championship. This week, The dominant Razorbacks challenge the Ole Miss Rebels to a shootout in Oxford. Arkansas, Ole Miss, Thursday at 7, only on the SEC Network.
It appears Brandon Allen's day is done, and the quarterback reins handed over to Brandon's younger brother, Austin, a redshirt freshman from right here in Fayetteville. Won the backup job this season. There's Allen, 15 out of 22, 199 yards, 2 touchdowns. He got to showcase his market improvement tonight.
Well, Jim Chaney, the play caller for Arkansas, said that they wanted to get the pass game going. They know that they're going to need it down the road. I think they're in very good hands. I think Brandon Allen has demonstrated tonight that he's capable of adding a second dimension to this violent run game.
Austin Allen hands it off to Cody Walker. And a nice gain on first down for Walker. When we talked to the coaching staff and we talked to some of the players, one of the themes on Arkansas's improvement was communication is better this year. Yeah. And they have their own language. Brett Bielema calls it Haganese.
It's kind of word association, basically. They come up with some words that they can call a play by one word. Everybody has to know what they're doing. This is offensively and defensively, and the communication has gone up, the understanding has gone up, and they've learned a new language.
Back to Walker. He picks up a first down. Barrels his way across the 45-yard line to the 47, gain of 10.
And that Haganese, they're not coming up with new words. They're giving English words
still English.
A new meaning.
Right.
And it's really interesting. They've been able to increase their communication. And it was really kind of Brett Bielema's baby. He set the coaches down and said, hey, I have this idea. And it's really worked well for them on both sides of the ball.
It was one of Rob Smith's contributions to this staff. Rob Smith, the defensive coordinator who worked with Greg Schiano, and Smith told us at Rutgers, Schiano used to have Chopanese.
Exactly. Call it what you want, but the communication has been tremendous. You know, and about that communication, Brett Bielema was saying, you know, it kind of in a perfect world, he would have liked these games flipped. NIU maybe to start the season, in Auburn tonight, because of the communication factor. He said they're communicating much better now as a team than they did against that spread system that Gus Malzahn runs at Auburn.
Arkansas was 0-8 in conference play last year. It was the school's first winless season in league play since 1942. From what we've seen through the first month of the season, they may not win 8 or 9 games. It might take a while to get back to that plateau as Cornelius is run out of bounds near midfield. Doesn't this look like an improved team and one that can give even some of the big boys in the SEC West some trouble?
No doubt about it, because I think the style of play is so much different than what you see right now in this conference. There are physical teams, but there aren't teams that really want to run the ball like this. This is essentially the SEC version of Stanford. And you see the success that Stanford has had in the Pac-12 in just presenting a different style offensively. And they're on the verge of doing it at a high level. It's one thing to have a strategy. It's another thing to be executing it the way Arkansas is beginning to this season.
You're starting to see Brett Bielema's vision come together as Sprinkle makes the catch. Let's go down to Carol.
Guys, I worked 4 Arkansas games last year, and the difference in the chemistry and the communication on these sidelines is significant. I cannot believe how much interaction there is between the different units, how much encouragement, positive energy. You can tell in the body language, just the way the players and the coaches are interacting. This is a team that's finally clicking and doing it together.
Kelly, is this a bowl team in 2014?
I think they have the talent to be a bowl team, but I look at their schedule and I'm wondering where the wins come. They could be vastly improved and have a hard time getting to 6 wins. I think they will be more competitive in games they weren't competitive in a year ago, but coming up with a win in some of those games is a different story.
Texas A&M next week. That game will be at Cowboy Stadium. Brett Bielema, a Cowboy fan, excited for that one. Then Alabama, then Georgia, UAB. You would think, all right, there's your 5th win. Or I should say your 4th win at Mississippi State, who's beating up on LSU right now. You get LSU here Ole Miss is a top 10 team. Missouri did lose to Indiana today.
But Anish, I will tell you
tough.
this. Head coach Brett Bielema is not looking to be a bowl team. He's looking this year to make noise in the SEC.
No question.
And I think they have a team that is going to at least be heard.
And I think even if you're a fan of this program or an outside observer, you can see the foundation is in place. You look at the talented running backs. Brandon Allen now healthy and more confident. And certainly the offensive line, we talked about how great they were. Here's what's scary for the SEC. Of the 5 guys that started tonight, 4 of them will be back next year. Bray Cook is the only senior out of the group.
Well, they've talked to us about the fact that their communication, as Kara talked about, has gone up on the offensive line of scrimmage as well. Another year together, and that moves up light years again.
There's Corliss Marshall. He took a kickoff back for a touchdown, and there's that blazing speed again.
And we haven't even mentioned Corliss Marshall and what he brings to the table. You have Williams, that is a difficult guy to get to the ground, and Alex Collins is kind of a mix of the two. He has a little jitterbug in him, but he can also be a physical guy. But number 33, Corliss Marshall, he's a speed guy. We saw taking the opening kickoff back all the way, and he can bounce it and hit a home run. Just one more thing for defenses to have to worry about in this run game at Arkansas.
If he can hold on to the ball, there may be some flashbacks to about 7-8 years ago when you had Darren McFadden and Felix Jones and Peyton Hillis.
Yeah, good point. And you're right, the youngster in Marshall just needs to hold on to the rock, and he has a role in what's going on right now offensively.
52-14, Arkansas over Northern Illinois. You know, we talk about the offensive side of the ball. Defensively, this was a pretty good performance against a pretty good Northern Illinois team.
Yeah, and we haven't talked a lot about the defensive improvement, and I think that's also much better this year. We talked about earlier, they're better on the defensive line of scrimmage. They have some youngsters playing up there as well. True sophomores, and Filan and Johnson playing at the defensive tackle positions, and Trey Flowers is a handful. He's the guy that's a versatile athlete that they can do a lot with, but I still question how good this team is on the back end in coverage. I'm not so sold on their secondary. Linebackers, I'm on board. Secondary, they have to continue to improve on that end.
I'm real curious to see what happens next week in Arlington against Texas A&M. You have this great clash of styles, and something to remember with Arkansas, in a lot of ways, their best defense is the style they play on offense, where they can take these up-tempo, no-huddle teams, and if they can possess the ball for long stretches, you can take them out of their rhythm. We've seen Stanford do that to Oregon the last 2 years.
Yeah, that's what Brett Bielema is selling as the kryptonite to those up-tempo spread teams. Don't give them the football.
Of course, Arkansas athletic director Jeff Long is the head of the College Football Playoff Selection Committee. BCS is dead. The playoff goes into effect for this season, and the championship game will be in Arlington, Texas on January 12th. 2 semifinal games, and the selection committee in late October will start putting out their top 25, and it's going to reflect who they think should be in the playoff on a week-to-week basis. Anthony Maddie in the game at quarterback for NIU. And Maddie met at the line of scrimmage. There is a flag.
Maddie on the carry. Stopped immediately. There's a flag on the play.
Personal foul, face mask, 58 defense, correction, 78 defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
There is Jeff Long, the athletic director at Arkansas and the committee chair for the 13-member selection committee. It's going to be interesting to see how they sort through all the variables, how much stock we see on these non-conference games. Nice play there by Andre Tolliver. Also on that selection committee, Barry Alvarez, who was Brett Bielema's old boss at Wisconsin. Pat Hayden, the athletic director at USC. He's already been fined $25,000 by his own conference for an on-field outburst. Oliver Luck, the athletic director at West Virginia. Archie Manning, College Football Hall of Famer. And Tom Osborne, who was legendary in your home state, Nebraska. Jordan Huff with a nice run, a first down for NIU. Condoleezza Rice on that committee as well. Mike Tranghese, the former Big East commissioner. And Tyrone Willingham, who had coaching stops at Stanford and Notre Dame and the University of Washington.
And I think the one thing that people are at least wondering about, if not even a little nervous about, is that broad term selection criteria. Because that committee that we just thumbed through right there, they can really emphasize anything they want in a sense.
That's the question. Kara, you spoke to Jeff Long tonight. What did he tell you?
Well, it is going to be a rigorous schedule for Jeff Long coming up, guys. I mean, he's got a conference call on the horizon with the committee. They've already had a call, and then in early October, he'll head back to ESPN headquarters in Bristol to teach our guys more about the process, and then a mock session with all of the media, and that's all before the committee meets on a weekly basis, starting the week before they put out their first standings.
Matty on the zone read across the 45. He appears to have a first down. Here's my question. Take the Clemson-Florida State game tonight. If Florida State loses without Jameis Winston, will the selection committee treat that in the way sometimes we see the basketball selection committee treat a team without an injured player or a suspended player? Or, because it was Winston's own fault, does Florida State get no slack there?
Exactly, and that's the big unknown, is how do they emphasize and what do they emphasize? Various things like that, because you're right.
It's the four best teams.
The four best teams, not the most deserving teams. And so if you lost a game one way or another because your best player, Jameis Winston in this case, is out, you know, is it in a sense weighted differently if he's out with an injury versus he's out because of making a boneheaded decision? That is what is yet to be determined.
I think most people would agree Florida State with Winston is one of the four best teams. But herein lies the question. If Florida State were to lose to Clemson, essentially the Seminoles would need the Tigers to lose twice in the ACC just for Florida State to run the table and get to the ACC championship game. Florida State's schedule is not that strong the rest of the way. They've got Notre Dame. Florida didn't look great against Kentucky, lost badly to Alabama today. So do you still put them in, even if they're a one-loss team from the ACC who didn't even get to their own conference championship game?
The answer is nobody knows that. And remember, October 28th is when this committee releases their first poll. They won't rank the teams until then, at least publicly.
Time for tonight's Wrangler five-star player of the game, and that is Brandon Allen. He was handing the ball off a lot the last 2 weeks when Arkansas totaled more than 930 yards on the ground. Tonight, a couple of touchdowns, 199 yards through the air, 15 out of 22. He managed that offense very well.
Probably the #1 most improved area offensively for Arkansas is this young man's growth. Remember, he was banged up a year ago, couldn't practice a whole lot at the same time learning a new scheme. But he's making much better decisions. His accuracy has gone up in conjunction with his understanding going up. And he makes timely plays with his feet. And I like the word timely because he knows how to get out of the pocket and when to get out of the pocket.
One final thought on the college football playoff. If Florida State does go down, the Big Ten in a lot of ways may have already played itself out of a seat at that 14 playoff. Look at the strength of the SEC, particularly the West. Currently 5 teams in the AP top 10. If Florida State loses with what we've seen from the Big Ten, you got to assume the Pac-12 is going to get at least one, and the Big 12 with Oklahoma and Baylor look pretty strong. Could the SEC have half the field?
I think you just went through the scenario where I think the SEC could. You know, a lot of SEC fans are saying, well, surely we're going to get 2 in because we're the SEC. I think the scenario you just painted, if Florida State goes down and what the Big Ten has already done this year, I think absolutely the SEC under those conditions could get 2 in the Final Four.
The SEC is a strong league, and don't sleep on Arkansas. The Razorbacks matched their win total from a season ago. They've got a big one next week at Cowboy Stadium against Texas A&M. And Arkansas now 3-1 after a dominating 52-14 win against Northern Illinois. Coming up next on ESPNU College Football Primetime, it is the New York Urban League Football Classic, Howard and Morgan State from MetLife Stadium. For everybody here in